You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now, it's our turn.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many times you have to click a button to make it work, but hey, there you go. Yeah, welcome. Excuse me, welcome to Outside the Box Open Forum. Once again, Sunday night. Yeah, there's something in the air, eh? Can you feel it? Oh, man. Anyway, I hit my limit for email send-outs today, so I'll get busy at it again tomorrow. And we're going to talk about a few different things tonight. I had a great chat with Michael Cooley, who he was in the call with me. I'm trying to bring him in here. Oh, I got to bring Rosanna. I wish you guys would just tune into the show. Overload my Skype. See, Ninja, I am saying something. Yeah, I don't mind for after the show, but it just overloads everything at the front end. So, that being said, there you go. You're in. All right. Where are we? Just checking to see if I can get Michael in here. And did I get on? Oh, call failed. Okay, I'm not sure what's up there. Yeah, we got some party animals out in the parking lot tonight. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, okay, nothing seems to be grabbing here. Let me try one more time. And we can get Michael in. Yeah, I had a chat with him about an hour ago. And a lot of the stuff that we were talking about, I said, yeah, this is exactly, the viewpoint I want to share. And nice to see that people are fully getting it. Let me try Rosanna again, see if that one comes in. Just waiting, guys. Just give me a sec. The first few minutes trying to get everything set up here. And then we get into the juicy stuff. All right, and yes, definitely there's a big breakthrough in the air. Kishi, absolutely. Okay, let me see. Is anything working? Okay, well, I got the phone ringing at Rosanna's end, and call failed. And one more time for Michael. Let's see if we can get him in. And if not, it's just going to go hell-bent for leather, and you guys can join in because you're in the call, so all you have to do is hit join call. All right. Excuse me. Ringing. Not hearing it on this end, but then I'm on Do Not Disturb. All right. So, all right, Rosanna, I did try 3 times and didn't want to come in. All right. Let's talk a little bit about intent tonight. So I've had a few Skype convos with people today. And how do you put this? Still missing, a lot of people are missing the forest for the trees, looking for wood, when it's right there in front of you. People get caught in a myopic.
Kate?
Yeah, I got you. It's all right.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah, hey, Rosanna, when you come into the show, don't just barge in, okay? I know you're there.
Okay, right? Okay, thank you.
Because you just interrupted a download.
Okay.
So just be mindful. Mute out on your end, please. It's a courtesy I do this, so just please have the courtesy back. Thanks. Yeah, there's a lot of shit in the air tonight, and if I sound a bit intense, there's a reason for it. I'm at that point. I've been at it for a while. People, you got to wake up and see this, or you don't. This is about graduating kindergarten. Okay. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fun night with all the rowdies in the neighborhood. Okay. Well, let's just carry on here. Where was I? Trying to regroup here. About intent and missing the forest for the trees, looking for wood. And what I mean for that is, or by that is, people miss the obvious while they're looking at all the distractions. They're not seeing the allegories and the purpose contained within what it is they are specifically doing in their purpose. As a point of consciousness trying to come to what we term awakened state. You can pretty much test your awakened state by walking around as you shake your head constantly at people, as Michael pointed out, screaming on their cell phones at people while they're driving, honking horns, and impatience, and desperate to get to the mall, desperate to get to the TV, and when you are talking to people, they're talking about things, distractions like politics or religion or all the rest of the manner of crap that's out there. And these people, by their own free will choice, and you cannot trespass, are asleep. Leave them alone. There's a saying, let sleeping dogs lie. They'll wake up or they won't. It's not your call. And you've all been too busy being busybodies in everybody else's business, me included, trying to wake people up from their slumber. How dare you? I'll go back to the analogy again. Would you like being woken up every hour on the hour with someone throwing ice water on you where you didn't ask for it? Different scenario if you ask someone, hey, every hour on the hour I need you to throw ice water on me while I'm asleep. Then that's a free will choice. Otherwise, you're just jumping all over free will with golf cleats on. Not a good thing to do, because it will come back and bite you in the ass. The word karma came up a few times today. Ka, ar, ro, ma, right? Spirit breath, creation. M, mother, matter, magnet, Magdalene. A, dark, in reverse, turn to light, you. That's what karma is. And I think the mainstay of the conversation that Michael and I had today. Oh, good, there you are, Michael. Thank you. We were talking a lot about that in terms of. Actually, I just looked up. That's what happens when I open my eyes. I lose the download. Anyway, now that we got you, Michael, let's because we were talking about a lot of very important things, and as I think we both agreed. At least I know I was saying these are things that everyone needs to hear, and this would be a great way to illustrate it on the show tonight. It's nothing we haven't talked about before. It's just reinforcing the same ideas, new unit at a time. So how are you, Michael?
Doing good, Kate. Just kind of woke up from a short nap.
Yeah, all right, zone time. you gotta love that. So, excuse me. Further insights to what we were chatting about earlier today. Just trying to go back because we were talking about karma and things coming back around to bite people in the proverbial ass, right?
Right.
And karma is self-created. Karma is truth that you cannot confront. So it will confront you because you will always do the mirror of what you need to do to find that truth. That's a way to run away from it, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't run away from the mirror. And that's one of the things people have had a very difficult time being around me in my life because I'm a mirror. And I will mirror exactly back to people what's getting shoved in my face. If you come at me with angst and all sorts of nonsense, well, I'll mirror it for you and show you what it feels like. And see how you like it. Or I'll play you a song. Choose, right? I prefer to play the song part,
Oh, yeah, definitely. Did you, I missed the first few minutes, but I know what we were talking earlier about was when I mentioned if you're able to realize that when you're out and about in the world and you take a notion to tell yourself one thing, that when all these other people are around you, just tell yourself you're going to have to live their experience in their life at some point on this carousel.
Yes, that was the key thing that we were discussing today. And where we started off, I thought was most critical, in terms of perceptions that people may have of others. You were saying there was a word a friend of mine used to use for, what is it? It'll hit me, but to describe someone, either male or female, typically male though, that is in touch with their creative, their artistic, their whatever, and the energy they're putting out, of course, is going to get picked up unknowingly by the sleepy ones, and they can come to all manner of conclusions as to, well, is that person gay or bi or trans or whatever the case may be. What's happening there is people that are observing in a sleepy state are definitely picking up on the energies, but they're misinterpreting the energies from a physical standpoint.
Yes.
Big fucking mistake. Did I say that loud enough?
No, I got it.
Okay. All right. Because and I've said that many times in my life. People that have been I've been with said, you missed the best part of me. You missed it completely. You were too busy worrying about the things that I could get for you, the things that I could do for you, the things that I could provide. The coattails that you can ride on and all the rest of this, right? That pedestal shit, why I hate it so much, right?
Yeah, themselves. Them.
Yeah. And what happens in the end is when they get their fill of everything they need, I get tossed to the curb. you know, and whatever. Oh, sorry I couldn't do more, but did you happen to notice my heart? Did you happen to notice the purest thing about me? No? Oh, right. You were stuck in the physical. Yeah. Weird that, eh? And that's where people get lost, as far as I'm concerned. They miss the best part of everything around them and everyone around them because they're too busy caught up in the program, the physical or the phi-cycle program. And it's going to harvest you every time. So
I couldn't even call you back and say, hey, I need somebody to count all these stacks of money I've made since you've helped me, and would you like to just be a counter for me? Oh,
yeah, that's
not even that.
Yeah, I know. I got the analogy, and it's perfect, right? Can you count all the? Do me a favor, come over and count all the money I stole from you, or you gave me the means to make, and all the rest of it. Yeah.
I get mad at you if you come up short. If you didn't count all of it or missed a few.
Or better yet, they'll get even more pissed off at you because you said no, no thanks. Well, what do you mean?
Oh.
What do you mean I can't use you anymore? I mean, it was like I found a whole lot of new friends very quickly. With the very first truck I bought.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, Kay, can you help me move? Excuse me.
You have a truck? Oh, that's just what I need.
Exactly. I got some stuff to go to the dump. And I was also talking today. It's amazing how many times people will call on me for whether it's riding the truck or riding the car. I need to get this, I need to get that, I need to be here, I need to be there. And I'm always there. I'm always the one. No problem. Hell, I even had a free man steal a car from me. And during the 3-month process of getting the car put together, it's a cool story. I ended up. Went to an auction with a friend of mine, and he mistakenly bought a standard when he knew it was an automatic I was looking for Sue, which we got. I ended up buying 2 cars that day, and of course I'm stuck with the other one. And lo and behold, that car did not like me because on the way back from the auction, the hood flew up, and here I am doing 100 kilometers an hour, and the hood comes up and covers the whole windshield. So all I can see are the lines and hazards on, and just slow down and pull over to the side of the road.
Probably.
Yeah, so I mean that was an indicator of things to come with this car. But anyway, I sat in my yard, and there was a couple of free men brought Rob and Art out from out west, and in a truck. I don't know how it made it, but anyway, long story short, he ended up selling the truck to, lo and behold, someone that was maybe 10 houses down from me. One of the teachers at one of the schools, the auto shop, they wanted to use it and rebuild it. And so in the meantime, because I had a car and a truck, I let him use my car, and without him telling me, he decided to use it at night, going down, giving people cab rides from the hotel, making money, right? So again, long story short, ended up putting this car together. Ended up being, in terms of silver value, what I had to cough up and get this thing on the road. It was about $6,000. It's a nice car.
Oh.
Anyway, so we got it, put in his name and got him all set up with it, and he was going to pay X number of dollars a month, whatever. And,
oh boy.
Yeah, no interest, right? So what ended up happening was about no money given back later. Actually, he did give me $250 of the $500 I gave him to pay off some fines and whatnot, so he could get his,
Oh, that was nice.
You get the plates on the car, right? So he gave back $250 of the $500 I gave him for that, and that was the only money I ever saw. He ended up paying my friend for the work. It was about I think about $1,200, and then of course all the rest was mine to take care of. And he ended up selling the car and bought something else, and haven't heard a head nor tail of him since.
Wow.
So that's only one of many experiences with free man, sovereign movement, fucking gimme losers. That's why I abhor the title and the name, because that's all they are, is a bunch of gimmies. During the time that I was part of that, in the beginning, I had an entirely different ideal. It wasn't about, for me it was about exposing fraud and exposing how, credit card companies and insurance companies and governments and banks and all the rest was all a load of shit and all a load of, it's just criminal activity is all it is. But people, they'll play along with the whore and, keep sucking on her tits, and getting poisoned more and more and more every single day, and there's nothing you or I can do about it. The only thing
they just lose sight of that do unto others, don't they? I mean, I would almost rather have a stake driven through my heart than sometimes ask somebody for something and I really, really need it.
Yeah.
And when I do, I'm already thinking of 2 or 3 things that I need to do for that person.
Yeah.
You know, as a return favor plus whatever it is that I, ask for, and that's just me. And
that's a
even
then, creator mentality. Keep going.
Even then, after that, it's almost like it's not enough. It's just,
it's never enough for me gimmies. Are you kidding me? I mean, here. Let me define the free man sovereign movement. This is why I laugh at the cops when they got everybody drilled in. You're not a free man on the land, are you? It's actually like that in the video. Some Guelph chick cop. She's holding a guy down for whatever, and it's like she looks into the camera like she was cued for it, and said it basically like that. You're not a free man on the land, are you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, oh my God! And there's another reason why I abhor the whole notion of tags and labels and all the rest of it. But this whole thing of like, and I'll tell you, what I learned from that experience was, there's no judgment there. It's just I won't do that again, and move on. I wrote it off and said, well, it's not something I would do, but okay, sorry for helping you out. What you just said earlier, that's what goes around comes around. Let's look at the golden rule in the mirror. Do unto yourself as you'd have others do unto you. Right? And because it is a mirror. And we were talking about duality, and I think this is where we really need to get into it in terms of looking at both sides of something.
Because on the other side of it, when somebody does do as you would, it is just so refreshing. It's just like, oh my God, you get so happy you want to cry.
Oh, exactly. I mean, this is one of the things that I love, and the joys that I get from doing this every single night is because I'm interfacing with those people. The ones that are tuned in, and they've got the concept.
It's glorious.
Well, it is. The pearls of wisdom and truths that come out of these shows, not because of me or whatever. It's a unified energy, and of course, the more beings that gather, the easier it is for me to download, because that's just powering that up. Because there is an intent to get that. So I'm at an equal effect to the cause that I'm creating. Because you're me, I'm you, and we're doing this together, right? So let's go back to the ultimate statement of statements in my universe. If but one shall awaken, we are doomed. That's the elites talking. Doomed means judged. All right. Doomsday book, might want to look it up. I'll probably grab my Black's Law and tell you what the Doomsday book is in better detail. But effectively, to me, it was a book of life. And the book of judgment. And guess what? It is in the now. It's not a history book. It's not a future book. It's a now book. Can you read it now? How does it matter now? Because everyone's still looking at it from the past, present, future perspective. That's physical.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Oh, the vast majority. So this is about, let's take that razor road and widen it a little bit, shall we? There's another, we talked about this today as well, the analogy of the narrow road. You've heard in a lot of the books, the road that we walk is narrow and few will find it. Well, I'll tell you, an even narrower road is the one where the ego walks, where it cannot be wrong. It must be right in one perspective, therefore missing out on the countless, infinite other perspectives that you could look at every single thing. I used the cannibal as an analogy, right? For them, it's good to eat humans. That's their thing, For me, no. I prefer not to do that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah, I'll take a pass on that meat stick. Literal. So we're in the purge, boys and girls. So welcome to the fact that you're here. If you want to continue to pick individual fights here and there for yourself, go ahead. You're still caught in it. You're still caught in the quagmire. For me, it is all about the one. and that is the universe. I don't play well, I'm going to take on this government, just this one, or this particular. I mean, my focus of my yellow... Notice the yellow brick road at the beginning? What is it, a spiral? Mm-hmm. Right, okay. That's it. So you pick your spiral point, excuse me, and you expand from there. That's the Fibonacci, right? The phi ratio. And for me, the phi ratio begins at the City Hall in Guelph, and it goes out from there. And look what it encompasses. It encompasses the city, and then of course other cities around it, countries, entire federal governments, U.S., and then it gets worldwide to the point where it's like, where do I go from here? Because the road seemingly stopped at Rome, which I know it doesn't stop there. So I just went beyond Rome and sought the hidden, the things that people weren't seeing. That's the question I was asking myself. What am I not seeing here? What is it that is hidden from the physical that I need to see? And of course, there's your downloads. Boom, 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 just like that. Yeah. So another little announcement for people too. I don't take on individual fights with people. You got an issue. The answers are quite simple. You just need to spend a bit of time. Head over to creativegaia.wordpress.com and do a little bit of reading. And Brian and Helen, I'll bring them in. Do a little reading, and if you can see the answers, they're there. Effectively, this is about turning over the tables in the temple. Did you guys miss the allegory? That's what I did. Turn the whole damn thing over. Find the original sin, the original fraud. That's all there is.
It's usually the opposite, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's always there.
Everything is opposite. What you think is in the physical is mirrored in the spiritual, and the physical is the culmination of the co-created intent of the masses. And of course, when one of you, the awakened, I hate these New Age terms, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You, the awakened, you have, one awakened takes over, 200 million sleepies. So we need 35 awakened beings on a 7 billion population planet to turn the entire tide. So now you understand why it's like, can you get this? Just get this one concept. I need 34 more, 33. I'm talking to Michael. He gets it, and a few others. Yeah. Ninja does, and a handful of others that I know get this exact concept. And that's all it takes. You're in California, Ninja's in Holland. I'm here in Canada. I know there are others. So if you look around the planet, look at the grid we're creating and how far apart we are. There's 600 million. Go ahead.
Points of light in the
planet. Well, it's if you're in a car with someone and they're driving and they take their hands off the wheel because they fell asleep. Well, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to reach over and I'm going to steer the damn car for them, right? And I'll take the car wherever I want. They'll go to my destination now. And then they'll wake up and go, how did I get here? Wow, this is cool. Yeah, well, there you go. You fell asleep at the wheel. And I decided to take over. And that's the allegory of what I'm talking about. We are taking, the awakened are taking over the steering wheels of 200 million sleepy drivers.
Right.
It's very simple, and that's the kind of power you wield. That's why intent is the only thing that matters from a multi-perspective, right? And you got to be careful with this. This is the free will choice thing that we were talking about this earlier. If someone willfully wants to be ignorant, that's their choice. If they willfully want to know something, that's their choice. If they willfully want to stay in the system and do, continue on with the harvest, they're getting harvested, then by all means. It's not what I would do, and I'll just try to show what I would do in my actions. I am known, and it's up to people to go from there. If it's something that resonates with them, great. And if not, go back. That's fine. Go back to sleep.
Yeah, they have the power. Every individual has the power, and they always will.
Mm-hmm.
It's the joy of it.
Well, that's the whole thing. I'm not sure what people... I love these New Agers. We're co-creators. We co-create and everything. Well, what part of co-creating did you miss? Well, wait a minute. I can't. Well, you said you're a co-creator. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You are. And how do you think this got created? This is a co-creation of all of ours. This is why, I have my own ideas of what I see as a better creation in terms of this place. I mean, this place is easy to figure out. Yeah, everything pretty much is going on here. I don't want a part of that, Yeah. So, I wish we had our conversation for tonight's show earlier. It was just.
I know it was flowing good. It almost felt like. I almost forgot it wasn't.
I know, that's exactly how it felt. But anyway, we got Brian and Helen and Rosanna. You guys want to chime in, see what you guys are thinking? What's on your minds? Hello.
Yeah, hopefully somebody will join in. I'm going to refresh my tea.
Go refresh your tea. We'll see if Rosanna's going to jump in here. Let me make sure I didn't lose her on the call here. Yeah, she's still there. Rosanna, where are you? Oh, she's fighting for the mute button.
Hey, sorry, I was away from the computer for a sec.
No worries. It's all right.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, that's everybody just jump in at the same time now. Okay.
I will mute my mic and then...
That's okay. I mean, it's just, go ahead, Brian. And then, Rosanna, you can jump in.
I was just saying hi. That's fine.
Oh, there you go. Hi. All right, that's the only point that Brian wants to make tonight. What about Helen? Does she want to say hi too, or is she at work?
No, she's here.
Oh, no, I'm here. How are you doing?
Good. Karen, the universe, a brand new asshole. That's kind of what I do, so...
yeah, that's good. Actually, I was talking today about continuous surfaces, so that's, like, totally in line with that. Like Mobius strip or kind of like a solid with something, like a donut sort of, but, in... different geometrical configuration, but anyway, the universe was an asshole, and it sounds like that to me. So.
Yeah, very cool. Gotta love those toroidal donuts, eh? Unreal. Rosanna.
Yeah, hi everybody.
There you are.
I was thinking about what you're saying, and I understand it perfectly, and I agree. But there is a part of me, I am in Brazil, and here there is absolutely, it's nearly nothing about what's going on,
Well, that sounds to me like the universe is saying, Rosanna.
Yes, I'm here.
Get busy. That's what the universe is saying. You and Eric.
Yeah, and this is it. So I decided to post, a few things. But you see, I don't want to force people to wake up. But I see in my case, it was like 3 years ago when I woke up, let's say.
Okay. Well, here's a question for you before we get into long-winded things here, because there's something that you're still. What part of what do you do? What do you need to do physically to do anything? Like everyone says, they feel they need to do something.
Mhm.
That's a physical reaction, right? I gotta do something. Well, okay, then change your mind. What part of being a co-creator of creation all itself and intent are people missing?
Yeah, I understand.
Put your intent out. It's like when people talk to me about emails. I had a bunch come back as far as postmaster mail delivery, right? Maybe about 30 or 40 of them out of possibly 500 I sent. Big deal. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I don't care if I get a response or not. I don't need anyone's permission for my intent to change this universe. That's the difference. I go back to the original rule of nature says it to you every morning. Nature calls in the morning when you get up, and generally you have to go tinkle, yeah? Who did you call for permission? Or did you just go? Right? Yeah. This is how I feel about when people say, I have rights. And no, you don't. If you think you have rights, you are seeking permission from someone else outside of you to agree with your rights. I don't care. I don't need to be right or wrong, and I certainly don't need rights. I mean, I will create with rights, R-I-T-E-S's. That's when I say the word right, generally that's the word I'm intending. It's not to be correct. I don't need to be correct. You know? And when I say the right hemisphere, that is the creative ritual hemisphere. So I mean this quite literally, in a very allegorical way. So when I hear people talking about, well, I have these rights and this right, that right, I said, oh, fine. So you must have to call the mayor or something in the morning before you go pee to make sure it's okay, because that's your right. You fool.
They have their permits and license to be free. So.
Oh, exactly. So this is why I like to bring this back across to people, and I have for months, many months, about changing your intentions. The expression is, change your mind, change the universe. And everyone thinks, oh, it's just a saying. No, it's not just a saying. All things for a reason, right? So for me, it's easy. Okay, well, I'm going to change my intent. And I put my intent out there all the time, a lot more so now. And my old saying of pick a fight, expect a fight. Well, this is my third run at Planet for the world stage again, and I'm making a whole bunch of other people world famous. You wouldn't believe how many. Well, the people that I sent to today, they got some interesting reading to do in the morning. And again, if but one shall awaken, one of those beings, we'll crack it open and have a look. It's all the agreement I need. And I know the first group that I sent to, guaranteed there was half a dozen or more that would open it. Because I scared the shit out of them. They don't like people that don't fear them. They don't like them at all.
That's what they need.
Oh, yeah, they feed on it, right? So I just choose to starve the beast. And that involves every facet to the greatest degree that I can. Really, I'm at complete mercy to this planet, and I do a very bare minimum just to survive. I sleep on the floor, for crying out loud, at a friend's place. I'll tell you, my last year of business, before I said, okay, this is it. I did over $250,000, me and two other guys. That's not bad for a little operation. So money was not an issue then. That's all gone now, including everything I basically had. And that's all material. And now it is immaterial. They just, as far as I look at it now, here's the other side of the mirror. Thank you for dispossessing me of my possessions, that which was possessing me.
Oh, well said.
Well, you get a better perspective, You don't know what you got till it's gone, and there's the perfect mirror. So, of course, from a, quote, success, unquote, position, one of the things that I've noticed, especially talking with people that have, risen to the great heights and, lost it all, and then, of course, they go at it again, and they've already learned the road, so it's not so difficult the second time. They always say that, I hate using this stuff, but allegoricals, right? How
did you feel when you had all of that pancake?
Well, again, see, for me, it was I utilized it for all those around me. So I wasn't looking to have millions and no, I was good food, place to live, and help out anybody that needed it, and a place for people to come to if they needed a place to stay. That was what I was doing. And which makes me totally evil. Apparently, the city that couldn't praise me enough and then couldn't demonize me enough. See what I mean about the mirror? So it's all there. Money was never. In my late teens, 20s kind of thing, it was like, the self-help books and do this, that, and what have you, and caught up in the game. And then this is pointless. So I just did my thing, I wasn't...
You know what it did for me? It made me forget things, but it didn't solve my problems. and I thought it would. I think that's the misperception a lot of people have with money, is that they'll never have another problem.
Oh.
And in some cases, when they're multiplied, they're like, what the hell? I thought this was supposed to be the answer. You know?
Well, again, people, out of program and habit, this is the way the program's set up, will live within their means. If someone makes $500 a week, they'll spend $500 a week. If they make $10,000 a week, they'll spend $10,000 a week, right?
Yeah.
You know, I think I was talking to a friend of mine at something where they were tossing around, you know, $100,000 bottles of Rothschild wine, you know, like it was bubble gum. You know, that's, you know, in their money, right? But again, there's your Sodom and Gomorrah, boys and girls. That's it, right there. And no one is more enslaved than those that are enslaved by the money that is enslaving them. And what do? It's all backwards. They chase after it.
Hey, I wanted to say something real quick. I saw Crispin Glover, the actor. Me and Helen, some friends, went and saw him live, and he gave a question-answer at the end of his thing. And he was talking about back when he was in Back to the Future and how they were like literally putting messages in there to make people chase the carrot, you know, and how he hated it and got into arguments with Zemeckis over it and whatever. It's crazy. I don't know. He was just talking about corporations putting the messages into movies on purpose to keep the message flowing, blah, blah, blah.
No, they put it wherever they can.
Yeah, marketing 101. It's like when they lift up a pop can, it's always perfectly angled so you can read what's on the can.
Yeah, I mean, we all know this, but it was just funny to see it coming from him, you know? It was like, he was talking about Bernays, Edward Bernays, and it was pretty cool, actually.
I thought you were going to jump in, Michael.
Oh, no, I was waiting for you.
Yeah,
but yeah, they try to stick it in everywhere they can. I mean, you can't watch anything nowadays in a video without there being ads and whatnot. I mean, that's just standard operating procedure for corporations.
But yeah, and written into all the scripts too, like all the TV shows, all the movies. They put little things here and there just to, I don't know. I mean, it's a known thing. It's nothing new. I guess my point was it was just interesting to watch it coming from the horse's mouth. I guess he's a Hollywood actor, so. His movies are incredible, actually. If you ever catch one of his tours, when he comes around, you should go. He does private showings. That's pretty much it. And there's like, I don't know how many people were there, maybe like 100, something. But
Back to the Future was my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, great movies and great allegories too, right? The circular nature of time. And again, I go back to Cloud Atlas. You got to look beyond what is being shown physical and see the allegorical of it. And what you have are multiple lifetimes happening at the same time. This is exactly what the multiverse is. Your perspective that you are aware of is locked into one, but you are infinitely all. You know, it'd be hard to play a game if you were everybody, yeah? And thought you were? No, this is the unknowing, the all-powerful creating unknowing us, the infinite little sparks of the all-spark, out experiencing ourselves, the all-knowing, powerless just to see what transpires, to figure out. For me, the only thing that resonates on that one is trying to answer the question why. You know, and I tell you, consciousness in terms of infinity, be it the illusion of infinity or the infinity of illusion, be a very lonely place to be if it was just. So,
what do you think that you? This is a good question for you, Kate. You just reminded me of something. But what do you think it is that we or you or all of us don't know? What's that one thing that what's your best guess of that we still don't know?
Yeah, you don't ask the easy questions, do you?
No, but it's probably something you toss around in that physical mind of yours. But
you must be an Aries.
Oh yeah.
Ram it home, baby. Oh my God. Oh my.
That should make you think a little bit.
Yeah, let's talk about the infinite answer of all things. Okay. What was your question again?
That just may be it. Maybe it's, then what is the one thing that you believe that we don't know, including yourself? What maybe? I know that's kind of open-ended because it's like, what do you not know? And you could answer, well, if I knew, then I would know what I don't know and what I need to.
What we don't know is that which we choose to not know.
Okay.
Right? In order to have a perspective of looking for something to know. Since we know all anyway, like I said, it'd be a boring game in terms of consciousness. Everything in consciousness, is created by the all mind. So
people are grasping with that, though. They waking up, awakening, but it's like there's still something they feel that they don't know, that they're trying to get to know.
Well, these were the same questions that Plato and Socrates and Archimedes and all the rest of these guys, the great ancient schools, were trying to, Buddha trying to solve, right? But again, going back to our conversation today with regards to lifetime after lifetime, I mean, there's, you look around, you can see the ones that are doing a round trip.
Yeah.
You didn't get out of kindergarten, I guess you're coming back and do another 26,000 years stint in the meat stick land. But that's okay. You see, for me, everything is fractal, everything is happening now, so all levels of creation are right now. Give you an example, a typical jarhead driving around with a little flashy blue and red, conflict thing going on. I look at them as being, first, this is their first entry level into being human form from, animal kingdom, so they're still in the predator-prey and they're easily trainable. Good dog, sit, roll over, play dead. Oh, very good, you must be a person. Okay. And then, of course, you've got others that are have done this for a while and have, been where the jarhead was and moved up. See, this is there's the allegory of the Mayan pyramid. All aspects of creation are happening right now. They display it very well in the 9 levels of creation. But that 9 levels of creation exists now. It's not, it's not measured in baktons or years. That is now. What those are just concepts to show that time can persist in this realm, right? That's what Chronos or Saturn's all about. The unstar. Imagine that. And we can get into some real heavy shit, but I just want to keep this loose tonight so people can kind of roll some little gems around and see where they find themselves. And
if you thought you died at the end of the game, you don't. You don't get to cheat that way. It's like, a lot of people think, I'm just going to be a ruthless bastard, and me and my tricky little bastard are going to be best friends, but it's okay because, I'll die at the end and it'll be all good.
Well, yeah, here.
Everything will be erased.
Little analogy? Let me give you a little analogy. This one's for the military jarheads. Remember that grenade you threw and killed those people? You get to catch one.
Ooh.
Huh?
Hey.
How about that? Let's not do that anymore. But again, we're dealing with that lower new entry into the human form sort of thing. And we were there once. This is the thing. This is why the whole idea of judgment is foolhardy. I will not, judge anything greater or lesser than by observation of what I might perceive it to be. It is what it is. Is that something I would do? Is that something I would not do? Easy peasy.
Now I got another question.
Okay.
Why do we forget?
Well, it's a choice again, right? You see, if we, being the all-knowing, don't have that all-unknowing choice, and it is a free will choice, we don't have a contrast to explore ourselves. We have an infinity of, this is boring, I know everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now the all-knowing can look at the all-unknowing and be entertained by it, yeah? And the all-unknowing part of the ourself is being very entertained, trying to figure it all out again, to get back to ourself. So it's, again, there's the infinite up, infinite down, Jacob's ladder. What rung are you hanging on to? What bell rang for you? You've had your clock run, right? So forgetting is a very useful tool.
Yeah, I can see that now. It does make sense.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why I say, what was it I was trying to remember? What was it that I forgot to forget? And then
needed to know.
And needed to know, right, yeah. So, here we're just, it's an infinite game. What goes around comes around, and we choose the cycles of the save point. The video game. When you're playing a video game, say there's 100 levels in this game, and each level gets progressively harder in order to create a challenge. Because, if you go, say you've played this video game, I'll just use this as an analogy, you played a video game that the very last level, of course, was the hardest one, and you finally beat the game, and then you go back to the, level 1 that you had difficulty getting through, how bored would you be?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, that when you get to that accomplishment, now it's time for a new game. You've hit your save point. And every lifetime we come in, and when we go out, everything that we learned is saved. This is my intuitive on it. We talked about this today. So, people ask me, well, how do you know so much, and how do you remember this, and how do that? Well, I'm looking for the hidden, right? I'm looking for the things that are unseen. So, in that light, I'm just recalling my last save point. And when you look, I've given enough examples of, the clues that I had. Gemini, Dragon, 64, W, Katie, June 15th, day the Magna Carta was signed. All these things, all factored in, and these are my early clues that said to me, oh, there's more to this game than meets the eye, so I just decided to open my eyes a little better. That's all.
We get to spin the big spiritual wheel at the end, or we'd be in the wheel. See where we...
Exactly. Tobias just want to come in now?
Oh, good.
Yeah. Hello. I'm on the air 7 nights a week. Hey, saying Monday or Tuesday. Waiting for it. Let's see. Or whatever suits you.
I got a chance to see some of his videos, by the way, and I was just, wow, blown away.
No problem. Yeah, I just said he's got a teleclass. He needs to go take a nap before he does, so no problem. Real-time radio. Tag me in the morning. Okay, there we go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait till he comes on.
Yeah, exactly. And Andrew Harvey, that was supposed to be on tonight. Not sure. Last I heard, it'd be either tomorrow night or Tuesday night. So, yeah, I know. We'll see. I've already shifted that one around a few times. That's why, for me, it's open to show up. Yeah. So, there we go. Great. Okay, excellent. Yeah. So we got Tobias coming on in the next day or so. Great. I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be a.
Oh yeah.
Man after my heart, baby. It's like, oh, look at you laying it all out on the table for everyone to go ooh and ah at. Oh no!
You have to.
Self-responsibility. Run away!
Yeah. He just does it in a casual, calm kind of,
That's what I'm aspiring to.
Easy listening, really easy listening. When I watched one, I just had to jump on the other ones, and I was like, oh, I got to hear more.
Exactly. Oh, we got Ninja. Hey, come on in, Ninja. How's it going?
Ninja.
Yeah. Hi, Kate. Hi, Michael. How's it going with yourselves?
Good.
Hey, Ninja.
Yeah, I like that forgetting thing. That's why I pressed my little number 1. Is that why
We're just spinning around the universe?
Eh?
We're just spinning around the universe. We have to forget something sometimes.
Yeah, I've been very forgetful over the last few years, and I was just going to make a joke and ask you, is that the reason why I keep forgetting the shopping list and going without it?
Well, at least you wrote it down, so chances are you get most of it anyway.
I do, but yeah, that's always my thing. I write it down, leave it on the table, and go out and thought, oh, here we go, done it again.
Perfect. Yeah, it's yeah. To me, the measure of IQ is just the ability to remember shit. Common sense. That's it. Nothing more.
Yeah, well, maybe it is. I don't know whether I must be stupid as hell then, because I'll forget so much stuff. I go back and forward, because I just cannot. I think I have too many things in my head.
Oh, that's where I was going to go next, in your mirror. It's not that you forget things, you just throw away the things that you no longer need. That's good house cleaning.
Yeah. But I can do that from second to second, and then I'll get them again later, and it's like, oh, there it is,
Yeah, no, that makes total sense to me. Fact is, why I remember the things that I do is I have a very specific purpose, and for me, it is about, laying out all these different little analogies from the things that I recall, and what I learned from them, and they all apply. Everything applies to my now. Everything I've done in this life matters to my now. So we have. Looks like Bindy's coming in. Cover me, Bindy's here. There we go, Scorpio girl. Come on, what do you got?
Hello there, Kate.
Hey, good to have you.
Hi. Still high on P, mate.
Isn't it great?
Yes. I'm oh God, all over the place all at the same time. Exactly what you're describing. The allegory of everything happening at the same time, timelines flying everywhere. I'm just riding this up for the first rush. I'm just seeing what happens.
Oh, and Tobias just tagged me back here. Ayahuasca, shadow work, real spirit, full spectrum human, anything you feel like, I'm there. I just wrote it's all my flavor. LOL. Let's go. Just bring it on.
When might that be, Kate?
Well, again, I need a confirmation from Swan as far as Andrew for tomorrow night, so it could be tomorrow night or Tuesday night, one of the two.
Okay, great. I cannot miss that.
Oh, no. Bring it on, bring it home. There we go.
Speaking of forgetting, what's with the thing with walking in a room sometimes, and everybody's done it, I think, and forgetting why the hell you went in there? It's just...
That's what I'm talking about, Michael. That happens to me all the time.
Me too.
I just don't get it. I think something's wrong. It's like I panic. I'm like, what, was it important? Was it something that I needed to,
And then, of course, you go back to where you thought of it in the first place, and then that's what I was after.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Well,
that's how
with that, I just see a whole lot of, we're dealing with a lot of information overload, right? Like, seriously, think about what we're doing right now compared to 5 years ago and what we were concerned about. So
I see it like those GPS systems in a car, that tell you the where to go. They need to reshuffle every now and then. They go silent for just a second. It's all rerouting. Right? I think that's pretty much what happens to our brains every now and then too.
Yep. Got to defrag. That's one of the things when I go to zone out, especially prior to shows. I had a bit of fun rebooting and getting on tonight again. Got there with like 2 minutes to spare. Again, it's going to zone out. That's defragging for me. That's just shutting the chatty one down, the chatty Kathy versus the creator Kathy, long enough to let things coalesce. Get rid of the garbage, let things sort out, defrag, and then of course come to the helm here at 7 o'clock and hang out with you guys. Pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
We always look forward to it. At least I do.
Yes, clear the fog-covered mirror. Exactly. That was key.
I haven't stayed up this late for anything specific in yonks.
Yeah. Yeah, Yonkers age, right?
It's always worth it because we get something out of this. We always do. We look forward to you downloading something from your brain, Kate, or just, there's always something to be gained by listening.
Well, that is the goal, and, I'm happy.
Purge.
What's that?
Collective purge.
Exactly. And you've heard me say this maybe once before. We do this together. Right? There are no pedestals here. What there are, and the only thing there is a table for us to gather. And we can sit around where there are no egos, so there's no, hey, well, I think it's this, and fuck you, and all the rest of that stuff that goes along with it, typically in a bar setting when someone's, got an attitude ego issue, right? Which this is one of the reasons why these things work. I will not claim to be right or wrong on anything. I will just merely have a look, throw it out. This is kind of what resonated, what do you think, and, wait for the feedback. To see, there's a feedback music, right? There's that resonant loop. When you get it, the feedback occurs, and it's just this incredible sound. For those of you that ever had a microphone feedback on a speaker, especially in the 6 to 8 hertz range, it literally hurts.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you can take somebody out with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But there's the power of resonance, though, in that, because what happens in a feedback loop. Here's another natural law, right? In that feedback loop, it's like how they develop laser. It gets more intense every pass, so it's reverberating back and forth, so it's resonating.
Yeah, and then you can have bass doing your bones too, like low bass and subs will shake all your bones and make them resonate. You could do harmonics with that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
it's crazy. I've been in the studio and had weird experiences with stuff like that.
Well, the louder, here's the thing, the more feedback that occurs with us, the louder that frequency gets. That's the analogy I'm trying to share. If you let a feedback frequency continue, it will go until the speakers blow. And it will get louder and more intense. Right? So that's what we're doing, guys. We're blowing the speakers. That's why I need the feedback. Right? So I'm trying to create a feedback loop. Right? Loop your we. Well, let's loop the feedback of the resonant things that actually matter.
You're going to top the sine wave.
Well, exactly. That becomes, you want to talk about, in a room when there's feedback going on, go ahead and ask me what the dominant frequency is.
Yeah.
So there's that really, what we deem in music to be that, oh, it's hideous, it's horrendous. There's the evil part of it. Let's look at the good of it now. That's exactly what we need to do. To get there's another little, that's a brand new download. Brand new perspective on the same thing. Right? So there's one of your gems that you were talking about, Michael.
I was thinking loop, and I was thinking spelled backwards with pool. I do that a lot. I reverse things now. Thanks to you. But I'm reversing things. Yeah.
I just got the image of a rock band blowing up the entire venue, not just the stage.
Oh, cool.
Welcome.
Thanks. So we don't need... Everybody's saying that heavy metal is bad for you, and we need to do that. We need to just blow it all up.
My Bloody Valentine blew up Roseland when I was there. I had earplugs in, but they did a feedback thing at the end that sounded like the whole club was going to kind of take off like a spaceship.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I had earplugs in. It was still really loud, and they actually blew the system. It just like turned into just their amp noise, and then they left, and they were like, yeah, we blew it. It was crazy.
Cool.
That's why I always talk to Kate about saving the world. I'm an Aries, and I want to save the planet, but then I call him, I say, now I'm ready to destroy it. Now I'm ready to blow it all up. Okay? I need to erase this and start over. I'm just very upset right now at the human race.
Yeah, you said that just as I was breathing in. Thank you.
Sorry.
Well, it's just cosmetics for the hologram collapsing and becoming something new, right?
Yeah. Remind me to mute out when I have a sip of tea and wait for one of Michael's beautiful poignant remarks. Oh my! So there we go. Another great example of how we become the dominant frequency. And when we get together and we get concepts that resonate with each other, we're creating that feedback loop, and it's going out into the universe, butterflies. Right? It doesn't matter what center point it is. That's the thing about a feedback loop. Is it the speaker or is it the mic? Is it the speaker or is it the mic? No, it's both. They do it together. The feedback can only occur when they're both working together. And in opposition, no less. Same time. So there's a resonance frequency. So there's a, now you understand why I talk about resonance so much. Now I understand it even more. All we need to do is, if we click on the same concepts and the same resonance of the truths as we uncover them, we're creating a feedback loop. And
since we're always looping, the universe is spinning, right? That wheel. So looking at it as going forward, and the opposite of that is back, we're also going back is also going forward. I know that's confusing, but
no, it makes
sense.
Alice in Wonderland, when she was trying to approach the divine feminine, the dark aspect of it, the faster she walked towards the Queen of Hearts, the further she got away. And as soon as she started backing up, this was where the whole reverse concept came to mind. When she started backing up, the divine feminine came closer. So that's creating the magnetic. That's the pulling away, right?
Yeah. Reverence.
What's that?
Reverence.
Reverence, yeah.
For the Queen. Back away. Bow.
Yeah, to revere, right? There it is.
Yes.
And there's revere has got, well, look at ER.
The transcendent of respect.
Well, yeah, look at the whole analogy or the allegory of Elizabeth being the, quote, queen, unquote, right? What is her symbol? ER, which, of course, is Ra, the son of light in the mirror. Just like the key row in Rome is the mirror or the Antichrist, just like the District of Columbia, D.C., is referencing direct current, where they're sucking all the power, where they're taking all the energy, the direct current of us. That's why they call the money currency, because it is empowered with slave life, the literal flesh and spiritual entrapment of mind, body, and soul of everyone on the planet, save a handful of people, me being one of them. Right?
That's ER. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, yeah, there it is, ER, right? And then emergency room, ER.
Yeah, I always saw it as exit arena.
So again, there you go, Bindi. Look at how many different perspectives we can...
Same angles, difference, yeah.
Yeah, exactly the same, only totally different.
Yeah.
And that's why my perspective, which is you, is so critically important.
Yep.
Because when I'm getting your perspectives, I'm putting them with my own, and it's giving me a wider look at things. This is why when people get into arguments of, well, it's got to be this, that, and the other, blah, 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 and it says, okay, well, you've got one very narrow viewpoint. It's like trying to look at the Mona Lisa through a 1 millimeter wide crack in the wall, and you're a foot away. How much of the Mona Lisa are you going to see? You won't even know what the picture is, for crying out loud.
No, no. I try to explain that to people by saying, do you want a game of either or with me, and you'll lose, or you go and with me, and we both win?
Exactly. That's why it's not good or evil, it's good and evil.
Yep.
Works a treat. It works a bloody treat.
And it's disarming. It's completely neutralizing any kind of friction or resistance or fight. Works. Magic.
Yeah. Oh, I just got some feedback on the Summons of the Dead, which went out to a shit pile of people today. Oh yeah. Like I said, I hit my limit, so I couldn't email anymore. Mike writes a great job on Summons of the Dead. I thought the costumes giving secret powers was hilarious. I thought so too, that's why I wrote it. I cannot wait for those piece of shits to get karma shoved right back in their face. Well, it has to, you see. Michael, you covered this one really good today when we were chatting about everything.
Karma.
Yeah, everything that they're creating for themselves.
Yeah.
So are we. So what are you putting out, right? What seeds are you planting? You planting seeds of discourse, or are you planting orchards of beautiful fruit that other people can partake of, and you can stand back and go, cool. And guess what? You get to partake of the same trees. We all get to share. It's an infinite creation. Singular intention, infinite creation. There's the Y, right? There's the symbol of the Y. The one stem with the two branches. Singular intention. This is going, I talked about this a year ago. Singular intention to exponential creation. And it's not a coincidence that Zeus's thunderbolt is two opposing wise. So that's what they mean when they say you need to become wise, or wiser.
And that golden rule of do unto others, because it helped me, Kate. It was like therapy when I was out and about. It's like if you're in a store, in a mall, or you're waiting in line, or you're impatient and somebody bumps you, or somebody steps on your toes, or whatever. It's how you handle that, because if you look at it as if you're going to be that person along the wheel,
there it is.
It's a must. You have to be that. You have to be, Then all of a sudden, instead of getting upset that they stepped on your feet, because now you're looking at them as yourself, you almost want to shake their hand or just say, hey, how's it going? And, oh, don't worry about that. It's okay, because now you're talking to yourself. That's going to be you.
Yeah, well, now when something is done to me, the only thing I can say is, uh-oh, you get to hear that. Lucky you. Ooh, hope you can handle it. That's why my line in the Summons of the Dead. Let's see how, peaceful you are when some 300-pound jarhead has his boot on your throat, shall we? See how you like it. Now this guy that did that, he's going to get to experience it. And then, as I said before, too, he gets to experience being transgender as well.
They'll be getting to be just as confused as what color shade of nail polish to put on as you are in the morning.
I know. I was talking about that today. I was looking at my toes and thinking, I didn't bother, by the way. It's
not going to be any easier for them.
No, it's not. The sun was out, and I was like, finally a nice day, and so I just caught some rays in my zone, right? I just said, okay, I'm just going to zone out, and it was great. It was awesome.
But that's important to do, right? I mean, regardless of all the physical world and what it's doing around us, that need to zone out and just, I guess, for lack of better words, just relax.
Exactly.
People need to do that more. I gotta pass by people all the time and say, you just need to relax.
Well, let's touch on that, what we were just talking about, because this was one of the key things we were going over, because you had mentioned about having, certain artistic abilities, and, people look at, that's the word I was looking for, metrosexual. Metrosexual, right?
That label.
Where you're not kind of sure if they're, I've got I had a few friends until I ran out of the gimmies to give them. But anyway, one of them was extremely metrosexual and, musician and dressed nice, and always had this you're not quite sure air about him, right? But he was just married and happy and great and all the rest of it, right? But here's the thing, as I said to you, one of the big joys of working in music, especially with songwriters, because we had, of course, men and women. It was predominantly, probably about a 60-40 split, 60% men, 40% women, that came out to the cafes, which for me was, that's kind of a normal trend. But one of the things that I enjoyed was the fact that here you have all these, and some of them pretty rough and tumble, coming in and bearing their souls through their songs, and completely in touch with that beautiful, creative, divine feminine, and putting it forth. And then, so that brought them into balance, in the same way that women coming in to perform, having to use a lot more analytical in terms of music and the structures and all the rest of it, which is a very male thing, like songwriting and what have you. So they're bringing that beautiful aspect together with their, natural, creative, divine feminine, right? So what I looked at with these individuals, as I look at with everybody, it was funny, I was talking to Vicky yesterday, and I could look around and go, I can tell you every one of these beings how far out of balance they are. And there was a couple that were, that one there, that one's closer to the middle than the rest. And of course, Vicky, yep. So it's, and of course, most of them are uber macho male, but I could see the presentations of the divine feminine, whether they would realize it or not, in who and what they were in terms of their dress and how their hair was and whatever, right? Just being the the neutral observer. So
well, growing up, and I'll say this, I don't have no shame by it, but a lot of my friends and I always took note to the fact that why does it always seem like, some of the best musicians and songwriters and artists are gay? I mean, after a while, it kind of, you can't help but question, because you're like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? It's just, that's that balance you're talking about, but I observed that growing up. It didn't take me long to figure it out,
Well, that was one of the amazing questions. That's why I love Mel as an interviewer. One of the amazing questions she asked me was, well, you're transgender. What is your preference? Do you like, man or woman? And I said, no, I just, I don't care.
Neutral.
I'm neutral, and I'm not seeing them. I'm seeing their heart. So I don't care. It does not matter to me. And then we talked a little bit about the divided duality of, let's talk about gays and lesbians. What we have there are people that are very in touch with themselves, but they're still making a choice of one or the other.
Yeah, still in the meat stick world. Yeah.
Well, to a lesser degree, because especially, and this is not a labeling either. This is an observation, right? Now, you take someone that is, you mentioned the word already. When you take someone that is, say, bisexual, I used to call them, they're just greedy, right? They want it all, baby. But,
in the 80s.
Well, yeah, exactly. But when we get out of the physical, that's exactly what you are. When you finally resonate with the toroidal field, call it soul flame or twin flame, whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter what the being is. Can you honestly help falling in love with anyone? It doesn't matter.
There you go. Yeah.
And that's what it really for me boils down to spiritually. Yeah, go ahead,
There's
Mindy.
an aspect in everyone I can fall in love with, but I am, in the end, gay, lesbian.
Yeah. I mean, you choose whatever floats your boat and sinks your anchor, baby, and that's
Yep.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. And the thing is, and you nailed it again there, you can look at all aspects, or both aspects in all beings around you, and you're going to find that which resonates with you. And you found it.
Yeah.
Right? That's one of the reasons why the LGBT community, and again, trans are the last factor of that in terms of mainstream. When you have the lesbian, gay, bisexual community, the look what that whole community had to go through to get to this point. Oh, like honestly, it's crazy. Like I'm trying to remember when trans really started to come into the mainstream. Late '60s, I guess. It was always there, but where it started getting more into mainstream, and this particular aspect of the community came along last. And of course, you had all the pioneers in front, right? That took a lot of the heat. Well, hey, listen, you go back through the now history and look at the abuses that any, whether you're just say homosexual, or any sort of societal insanity deemed normal way, if you were a deviant in anything outside of their box, they strung you out.
Yeah. Well, I've fallen into a spread bed here in the Netherlands, but if I hear the generation before me that's gay, they had to fight sometimes to the death.
Yeah,
so,
and that's
we've done a lot of lead work here.
Well, yeah, and that's like one of the things that came to mind early with me being trans is I looked at all of those things that came before me that actually made it possible for me. I mean, thinking of the kids and whatever today that are, and it's a lot more, finally, it's a lot more mainstream, where it's not looked at as something odd anymore. Well, it never was in terms of the ancient cultures. That was deemed actually getting closer to balance. Because you're finding
the balance. Right? You're lucky to be born with an open mind, and you still have those that are just going to want to, you got to be one or the other, You just,
For sure.
Yeah, you can't be that way, They'll burn you at the stake, and, But that's because they can't handle their own, what is it?
Well, they're polarized.
You have better words on it than I do.
Well, they're polarized. They're polarized into one or the other.
It's one of the other. But what I see the strength is in the gay, lesbian, whatever label community. There is where the strength is growing. The masses are still blind, but we're getting stronger. We're saying, fuck, there it is.
And there's that feedback loop, that dominant frequency.
It is more miserable, I think, to walk in their shoes than of yours. That's the way I am. It must be awfully miserable to be there.
Stick up ass. That must hurt.
Well, no, I don't find heels that uncomfortable.
No, I'm not talking about
I know.
You know, I'm saying for them, for the others that want you or expect you to be that way.
So that's good, not us.
Exactly. You know, so for me, look down the middle, and how do I put this in words? It's so, for me, it's very simple. Love for the sake of love. That's unconditional.
It's very easy.
It is. It's so utterly easy, and that's why people have such a hard time with it.
Love is itself alone. The prophet.
What's that?
Love is itself alone. The prophet.
Yeah. And it's untouchable.
I guess it's not their fault. You know, maybe I guess I'm looking at them as, you know, they're programmed. You know, it was the way they were taught. It's the way they were, you know, brought up, and you know, so it's sad. Some of them break free from it.
Well, that's the program. That's the overall Whore of Babylon program, to keep everyone tight in that little duality box that you're a boy and you're a girl. You're going to play with dolls and you're going to play with guns. You know?
And if you see anything in between walking around, run. They're very dangerous. You know, they're monsters. Get away.
And there's another allegory getting shown up in the military with women joining the military, and they're taking on the uber masculine roles of, instead of creating life, taking it instead. You know, so again, these are the reflections that I look at to see how things are changing, and the ramping up of all the, and I've talked about this before, the fear porn, and what have you. I'm calling it cheer porn now, because the more they do, the more I realize how terrifying it is.
Yeah, we'll call it cheer porn.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Well, you know, hey, it works, right? So if we're going to cheer something, it might as well be that.
Yeah.
There's
the train into the furnace.
Exactly. There. Yeah. Oh, do you really want to touch on that? Cheers.
I had to mention it.
Oh yeah, I know. I was waiting for it actually at some point tonight. Yeah. So.
Well, we're going to do okay. It was okay by the publicist and the agent. You know, everything's fine. So.
Inside joke. We'll leave that one alone. For now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll let that story develop. Huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's
yeah. The Polaroid isn't quite developed yet, so we'll let that one. We'll let that one keep going. But there it is, though. When people get caught in the physical, when they only see the male or the female, they're caught in duality. And that is the allegorical illusion. What you need to do is look for the hidden. By their actions they're known. It doesn't matter if they're male or female. Male or female walks over and clubs a baby seal. You know who and what they are. And that's their heart. They know what their intent is. You know where they're at in the game. So. How are you looking at it? This is the only question I ask myself. How am I looking at it? Am I looking at it from a balanced position? Have I got, judgmentals in there, of which I have done my absolute utmost to purge myself of, to be a neutral observer? Yeah, there's times that I get irritated by, people's actions and whatever. But again, it comes back to, that's something I wouldn't do, and I just get tired of seeing it more than anything else. It's like,
that's how I live my life now.
Yeah, and you resonate at a higher frequency as a result, and by default, what Roseanne was talking about earlier, there's nothing you need do. You just need be. That's the intent, right? And you will see in the physical that which you be.
Please tell me that again. I need to hear it again. It would help.
Oh, okay. Playback.
Just that one part. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. it's not important, but what we feel we need to do, right? When the intent is there, that is you being. It's what you need to be.
Yeah. Can I put an image to that?
Okay, go.
Can I put in it? I've watched the film Upside Down there today.
Oh, isn't it great?
Yep. The moment where they remember and are up on the mountain again, and they start spinning just under it in the middle.
Yep.
That's where I want to be. That's pretty much where I am. That's the P rush, I think, but I hope to stay there.
That's the P rush, and it's also what you just described. What people can see in that movie is what a 0 point is.
Yes.
When you are in complete sync.
Yeah. Still magnetic center.
Still magnetic center, where the balance
or whatever you want to call it. Yep.
Of the masculine and the feminine come into beautiful creation, and there's your galaxies, by the way.
Yeah.
You wonder why they're all spirals.
I also did, by the way. I've always wondered that.
Well, that's
and it's in class. I used to draw spirals in class.
The physical sensation that comes close to that 0 point is just before orgasm. That's what makes the world spin, baby.
I was always obsessed with that in school, even as like 5 or 6 years old.
Oh yeah, again, look how popular spirograph was.
Yeah,
you're making all these beautiful patterns and spirals, and it's, oh my God, it's great. It's that's the universal dance. That's bringing things into balance, and that's what we need to do. And it's effectively what we're dealing with is being able to see that instead of looking at one side or the other. I'm trying to find the words for this. Get me into download mode here.
Well, I know looking back, I do a lot of looking back now than I used to as my child years, and I'm starting to figure out things of why I did things. And
well, exactly. I go back.
Good and bad.
Yeah, I go back to, I've talked about this on here, an experience I had when I was maybe 8, 9 years old in the playground during winter, and I talk about getting caught in blue. Oh, someone got the mic open, the speaker's on. There we go.
All right.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Where a kid was coming down the slide, where he had a little hill, and of course the ice slides, whatever, and this kid almost fell, and I managed to catch them, and so they didn't fall and get hurt and whatever, and I felt great about that. And since then, my lesson, this is my pivot point. My lesson was, oh, okay, well, I thought for the rest of recess, I thought, well, it's my job. I'm going to make sure everybody's safe and rescue everybody. And lo and behold, that was the one lesson that I had to put in the mirror. No, I'm here for those that are willing, that are trying to save themselves. I'll be a good rescue diver, and we do it together, and I'll give you a hand, and you can give me a hand, and we'll both swim to shore. But there will be no more of the I'm coming to save you. I mean, I talked to Ninja, I think it was last night, the night before, about this whole needing to rescue. I forget who was talking about this the other night too. Feeling.
I mentioned it today too.
Yeah, that whole. My whole life, it's that whole concept of knight in white armor saving the princess. That is the divine masculine, divine feminine, and that for me is diametrically opposed. In the physical sense, it's where they have to get into balance, and I think that's where we came out of balance, in that the divine feminine leaned on that too much. Getting too much energy and too much intent, because we've got you've got the good masculine and the evil masculine. You've got the good feminine and the evil feminine, and you can see that in everyone. You can see when one steps in and one steps out. More importantly, you can feel it. You know what it's like when you have the good divine masculine versus the asshole divine masculine. Same thing applies with the good divine feminine and the evil divine feminine. It's that whole hell hath no fury, right? That comes into play there. And it's about bringing that, for me, it's about bringing that back into balance. And I take my life walk, going through what I've experienced and what I've seen from a slightly different perspective than the majority, and trying to make sense of it. And it works. It's actually a very handy tool that I can share from this perspective to share with you guys, and you can bounce it back from yours. Because we have every perspective. We got on Earth alone. There's 7 billion perspectives of consciousness in terms of humans. Right. So that's a pretty big mishmash. The joy of this is that what's happening now is we are becoming and are the dominant frequency. That is very evident with things like Bilderberg meetings and all the rest of it, and people still looking at this crap. Going, ooh, I gotta, stop. Go ahead, knock yourself out and enjoy your next trip. Seriously, right? Yeah. That you put your attention on and your focus, you are creating. Why would you want to create things like, the elites and the state departments and the Bilderbergs and the 300 Club of Rome kind of? Why? What do they matter? They only matter when we give it the energy. So they don't. And that one is a very spiritual concept, because automatically people go into the physical mode and say, well, if they do this and that, well, you're creating it. You're just falling right in, lockstep with the program. You're working off a canvas that was painted for you, not one you've painted yourself. And that's all I'm challenging people to do. Dare to
physical
canvas.
What you resist persists.
What's that?
What you resist persists.
Absolutely. Resist, persist. There was another cyst word there. There's the assist.
Mm-hmm.
See what happens?
Yep.
Right? So when you assist somebody, what are you doing? There's your answer to you letting go. Yep. You got to let go.
That's what you told me this morning. That's what resonated. I cannot save the whole planet.
No.
It's too much.
But you can. You see, there has to be the mirror opposite. I can't save the whole planet, but I can.
Save yourself and it's done.
Bingo.
There is only you. There is only one who wants to live forever. Right.
I get that instructional manual when I came down to this mess. I was an Aries. I said, well, you don't need that. We're making copies right now anyway. I said, you don't need that. You're an Aries. Just go down. Just go.
I had this exact conversation with somebody earlier today. Exactly the same basic conversation. Somebody's trying to figure out, how they get to where they, the birth chart and their Mayan reading indicates that they're here to be. Total confusion, and where's the instruction list? What do I do?
Yeah. I probably had it memorized in my other life.
Well, yeah, we come into the game. Just think of the instant before you come into the game, right? You're thinking, okay, I've put this there, I put that there, got this. I'm going to remember that, no problem. You got this and that, and
yeah.
Huh? Mm-hmm. Well, to the game. But the thing is, the tools are there, and yeah, that's about it. That's what resonates with me. It's like, I'm going to remember this, and I'm going to, this game's going to be easy. Whack.
You pack all this stuff, and you come in completely naked. Nothing's attached on you. It's like, whoa, where'd my tool belt go? I had this, and I had that. I'm naked. I'm small.
The tool belt's here. You just scattered it through the perception of time. That's it. And when you come into realizations, it's like when I go to my own name. I only go to me because I know my experience and I know what resonated, what I found. My parents, the boy name was Wilfred Keith Thompson, initials WKT, and that's the one they sold to the Crown, and it's all yours. Enjoy it. Don't need it, thanks. But what they did also, in a hidden way, is they gave me my name. Anyway, the initials WKT, WKT, and when that hit, bam! It's like I remember the day when I was on Skype, and I discovered that I actually have an icon. You put Kate in brackets, and I got to tell you this was early, like a number of years back, when I was still trying to come to terms with me, and these were all indicators from the universe saying it's okay, just be you, dance your dance.
Ha! Shit.
You know? Did you do it?
Yeah. Well, I just realized something too. When I was a kid, everybody pointed at their forehead like I was an idiot. My name is Bindi.
Right.
They were so right when they pointed at their forehead, because the Bindi is the spot is the third eye in India, the red spot.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
That's me. I'm awake. I wasn't insane, I was awake.
Yeah, they're just pointing at their foreheads going, hey, look, you're awake.
Everybody thought I was nuts. I was awake.
So what other clues?
Shit.
You know, here I am taking on the legal system and all the rest of it, and lo and behold, June 15th, 1215, that was the day the Magna Carta was signed. It had relevance, right? Magna. Got it? Magna.
Shit, yes.
Magnetic. Divine feminine. Okay, bring those laws, the natural laws, back into balance.
Yeah.
The list went on and on of all these little, idiosyncrasies, these little coincidences, the synchronicities of it all. And those were, it's like I said, before I came here, I knew I was going to forget everything, so I dumped the entire purse, including the kitchen sink.
Okay, now you can't get out of it. But when we were talking before, Kate, you had read my little thingamajiggy, and you were about to read yours.
Oh, yeah.
And then our call dropped.
I was wondering how...
Oh, yeah.
So shall I?
Yes, can you please?
All right.
It would be a treat.
Pick the page here, and let me go to that for you guys.
But tell everybody what it is.
Oh, yeah, guaranteed. I've just got to open up the... this was the link that Miranda... Oh, by the way, I wonder if Miranda's in. I'm sorry, I'm such a bitch. Yes, Miranda's there. I didn't know Mike. I'm such a... Oh.
Hello, lovely.
There you are. Okay. This was a link that that Miranda posted. Just want to make sure I got it on both.
Mine was myself in a mirror completely. It was my soul. It was me.
Yeah, well, here we go. Let's talk about your third deacon Aries, yes?
Yep.
Okay. I do have to remember a lot of stuff, so be amazed. Really. I'm third deacon Gemini, and I went down the list of all the people close in my life, and lo and behold, spot on.
Oh, like certainly spot on.
Like wow, spot on. I'm thinking that's pretty cool. How neat is that? So now I'm wanting to find out all the different government officials' birthdays and times and figure out their little red wagons for them. All right, so let's go to third deacon Aries. So all you all you Aries born in the last 10 days of Aries, this is you. All right, as soon as it comes up, there it is. So I want to do yours first, and I'll do mine. And
okay.
What deacon are you, Miranda, in Scorpio? Do you know?
I'm first deacon Libra, Venus.
Yeah, totally makes sense. I've got two Scorpios in my life that are first deacon Scorpio. All right, this is third deacon Aries. The third is a Jupiter Sagittarius deacon of Aries. The third, Sagittarius deacon of Aries with rays from Jupiter, is a bold and brash one that is more restless and eager to finish than even the first deacon. By the way, Santa was first deacon. Here we have the intellectual enthusiast, and individualism is very strong. This person will do much to avoid becoming a victim of herd mentality. They're very independent and will never succumb completely to the demands of the lover or companion. Sometimes, naive to the point of pure childishness, suddenly they can seem like the wisest person in town. They're usually very altruistic and generous, but can also become one of the moral preachers who believe they know better than others what they need and want. Third deacon Aries are likely to move around a lot and probably travel much.
Yeah, that's me.
So there you go. So let's swing over to the third deacon Gemini. I'm not sure if I read this the other night, but I'll share it anyway and see how close this is to me. I thought it was pretty bang on, especially the things that I needed to fix. Okay, let me see. As soon as the page loads, there. So here's the Gemini, third deacon. So for those of you in the last 10 days of Gemini, welcome to our club. Now, if I can get the page to load, that would be even better. There we go. And scrolling down. Let's have a little bit of fun with this tonight. Very interesting when you start to get to know thyself. Oh, there's my family motto. Nosce te ipsum. Know thyself. My initial, KT. Right?
Wow.
My name, Katie. Right? So I knew what my mission was early. Ish. Yeah, let's just say a number of years back. I knew what my purpose was. This is why I said, okay, fine. Universe spoke, and I said, I'm all in. To be the servant of servants, all I ask is that I have what I need, and those around me are safe and taken care of and have what they need. And I got exactly what I needed. Good kick in the ass. Woke me up. That's why these people that are angry at the system for this, that, and the other, you missed the other side of that coin. Woke you up, didn't it? Why are you fighting still? I thought you were awake. Oh no, you're trying to fight to get back to sleep. Got it. Hit the snooze. Here we go. Third deacon, Gemini. The third is Aquarius, Uranus, Saturn, deacon of Gemini. The third deacon of Gemini is the most detached and unemotional, yet most humanitarian of the Gemini deacons. These people are great with concepts and ideas and relates to every kind of person easily with their sociable and friendly attitude. Yet quickness of judgment and a temporary fixation upon one thing or another hinders the otherwise admirable Gemini inclination for assimilation and impartiality. They soak up knowledge of every kind and seek a combination of breadth of learning and some personal vision that sets them apart from the mere copycats. Romantically, they need change in space and aren't great in an emotionally demanding atmosphere. And boy, did I find myself in those all the time, and of course, that didn't help out with the whole judgmental thing and the stomping of the heels, right? But these things that, and I looked at that and going, yeah, I knew exactly what that was, and what I have been doing, what I have been fixing, what I have been clearing off. Taking the time to look in the mirror and say, let's get her done, and have a look at it. And no one's going to be harder on you than you. That's why we have such a hard time facing ourselves, because we know just how scathing we are with others, and we don't want the same treatment, so we resist it. And there's that. What you resist will persist. So let go. Have a look and go, yeah. And for me, the most encompassing way to handle that was simply asking myself the question, is that something I would do again or something I would not do again? And in that choice, you have actually judged and forgiven yourself.
And it would be always ongoing, wouldn't it, Kate? I mean, it would always be a work in progress. The reading of that tells you your negatives and positives, but it tells you what you're always faced with.
Exactly.
Not that you just fix it one day and then it's all good and it goes away.
Yeah, again, it's coming to terms with those things, absolutely. And, when you finally do come to terms with them, that's where that little word repent comes into view. The light of Creator, you, pen, which of course is mind or head, and T, love. Right. So it's there is what's the word I'm looking for? There's your amnesty. Amnesty cannot be given to you. You must take it for yourself. It is a self-fulfilling concept. Amnesty is only that which you choose to become. See, a lot of people confuse amnesty with absolution. Okay, I forgive you. All right, well, I won't do it again, maybe. Then they go and do it again. It's like, oh, okay, so much for amnesty. No, amnesty is self-realized. Are you worthy of it? And the answer is very easy, yes or no. So, you have to bring that back into balance. At least when you get to the maybe, you're getting somewhere, and when you say, yeah, okay, I'm okay now. And that's a lot of, meditating, that's a lot of soul searching, and sometimes it's not a lot. So, for me, I just look back through things and go, yeah, not. Think about it. Think of all the things that you've done that you would never do again, or that caused you to have your ass handed to you.
Yeah.
Okay? And those things that we have done to others, we've lived the mirror reflection. So that's why I just let people be now. They're going to be who they are. They're gonna look at me neutrally, or they're going to judge me, or they're going to hate me, or love me, or whatever the case may be. That's theirs. It's fine. It's like being offended. I have to give someone permission to offend me, and I don't do that. That was a beautiful thing from Andrew Patterson I learned years back, and one of the most profound things he ever said, and it stuck. And it removes the emotional aspect of it as well. If it's only your ego that can be offended, that's the physical, right? Spiritually, you're perfect, absolutely perfect. Of course, you are. Your creation and creator itself. We're both. We are the sum of our creation as created by ourselves. So
it's true.
We just have to change our perspectives. At least for me, that's what I did. And a lot of these choices are very hard because you're not dealing with mainstream normalcy here. You're actually doing the things that have been hidden for so very long that really rub other people the wrong way because they're, one, not ready for it, and two, you're going to piss them off. So you better not to say, anything. Just be the light, and the moths will come to you. Right? When someone is in the process of rescuing themselves, they're going to let you know. And you're going to know just by their actions. And then you have the other ones that are out there flailing in the water going, and you can tell the flailers are the ones that are still fighting the courts, still fighting the government, still fighting this department, that department, vengeance, vengeance, vengeance. Right? They're the ones that claim to be awake, but are so fast asleep because they're still caught in a fist fight. Fist fight, hold the light, or carry out the dead. So where's the hold the light? It's dead center. So if you're on fist fighting or carrying out the dead, slave, side of things, you know where you are. You know that you're out of balance. There's a perfect gauge. Are you holding the light, or are you beating the shit out of, thinking you need to beat the shit out of someone because you were done wrong by? Were you not there? What part of the equation that you being there is not your responsibility? So, yeah, and then of course the carry out the deads are, they're the ones that are quite happy to, go along with the system and, suck on the horse tits and not make waves and pay their taxes and, it's harming other people and that's the dead carrying out the dead. That's your court. Right? The courts and the churches are the carrying out the dead. So now you need to know how incredibly rare and special you are. How absolutely bright you are. Pretty cool, huh?
Really cool.
So, and that's the only message I carry. I need you to see you. Because you're stunning. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, perfect, divine masculine in unity, twisting like a galaxy, doing the tango in space, baby. I got no time for the rest of the shit. And this is, it's all drama. It's all, here we are, all the world's a stage, all players, and, what's your role? We've got to come from the audience, there's your carrying out the dead, to the performers, the fist fighters, to the final director, who's calling the shots for the whole show. The holding the light is finally becoming cause in balance over the rest of the universe. And the universe will twist and turn for you. That's just the beautiful intricacy of the fractal that we are in. That when you change one part of the fractal, the entire pattern changes to suit. And everything still intertwines. Everything is still there, but isn't it wonderful to know that in the complete magnificence of our creation, as part of it all, it's perfect. And all we have to do is change our intent. You don't have to do things. I like doing it because it's fun. I'm putting my intent out there from my spiritual, and this is the difference. From my spiritual intent, I'm throwing it through a physical means, which, by the way, email is ether, the Ethernet, just for shits and giggles. I've said right in the last one, I said, I don't care if you read it or not. You don't read it, well, you are willfully ignorant. If you do read it and don't react to it, then you are willfully knowing and criminal for continuing. Your choice. You do what you want. These are my choices, my intent. I said that very clearly. I don't care what you think your sigils mean. I know what my intent is, and I've just embodied my intent in their sigils that are powerless, except that which power I put into it, not the spells. What I'm doing is mirroring their own spell. That's it. Fight fire with fire. Use the opponent's strength against them. They're going to do it themselves. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Maybe some of the ones I've gotten frustrated with trying to quote-unquote save, maybe they're not as dumb as I thought they were, and they're just making a free will choice to just not do it, or just not, you know what I mean? Like, maybe sometimes people along the way really are smarter than what we give them credit for, but they just choose to.
Yeah. Now, I've also brought in the concept of a long time ago. I'll bring it back in again. In this game, there have to be referees. There have to be those that are keeping an eye on things from both sides.
The observers.
The observers, the watchers. And that only makes sense to me. It wouldn't make sense to have a movie without a couple of directors, just making sure that everything is okay, that something doesn't go too far out of whack, right? One's from the next level up here to basic, what is it, like a camp counselor sort of thing.
Yeah.
That kind of maybe nudge you along or, block your way. Because you need to take a different path based on your intent, right? And what you're looking for, what you need to learn. And effectively, we're in kindergarten here, guys. And holy shit, we're like 9 minutes left here. Let me get the shout out here. Wow.
I'm going mute here for me.
Wow, that's amazing. Great big thank you. Speaking of wow, great big thank you to Paul, Lisa, criticalmassradio.co.uk. I mean, they're the only words I can use, but what needs to be said has no words. So just feel the intent and the gratitude and the gift that was given. I am so happy to return in my way. Works both ways. Right? Yeah.
No. Happiness. We all strive for happiness. Happiness in these places I thought would never dwell.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that odd? That happens.
Well, it was always there. It's just, did we have the eyes to see it before? And it's the simple joys that really make the difference. They're the things that are... You'd be amazed at what a smile and a, hey, how's it going, does for a lot of people.
Yeah.
In a very hard world. What you've done is you've acknowledged their existence where so many aren't. I mean, how many wives and husbands and children and everything else feel so desperately alone because no one actually acknowledges them. They're just kind of there.
It's not like like when you take your change at the clerk and then thank you, have a nice day, and then the next one, thank you, have a nice day, thank you, have a nice day. It's with meaning. People understand now that when people just say, oh, thank you, have a nice day, when they're just saying it because you're just next. That kind of.
I find the best one for that is nice chatting, and just in case you haven't heard it today, you need to hear it at least once from someone that really means it. I love you. Have a nice.
Brilliant.
Yeah, big difference. Yeah.
For me,
I got a post on my Facebook today that said, be happy for happy's sake, like a child, because if you're happy for a reason, someone can take it away.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I thought that one was perfect, actually.
Yeah.
So if you acknowledge someone by giving them a smile, just pure neutral acknowledgement, that's happy for happy's sake. I suppose it's passing it on, like yawning.
Well, yeah, yawning is very contagious.
They're most likely to smile to someone too that day, just because they feel happy, for happy sake.
Well, exactly. Maybe I can get Ninja to share that story about smiles. It was, I guess, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, Ninja?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that, listening to Bindi. It reminded me. I went to the local supermarket here, which isn't far from the house. I just walked up the road. And as I went to pick up a shopping cart, there was an old man coming towards me, walking with sticks. And for some reason, we made eye contact, and I gave him a smile, not a toothy grin, just a smile. But we made eye contact, and he smiled back at me. And then I went to get my car, and I went into the store, and I realised, oh, there's the same man again. Smiled again. Went around, saw him again, smiled again. Went around again, another aisle up the way. There he is again, coming towards me again. And I smiled at him again, and he smiled at me again. And finally I left the store, went out to put the cart back, and started to walk home, and walked through the car park, and there he was, sitting in his car. Smiled again. And this time I gave him a big toothy grin, and he's like, oh yeah. And as I was walking away, I asked myself, what was this connection with this man today? And I heard, the answer. He won't be around much longer, and he needed that.
That's a difference you all make with ourselves. Crazy, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I like about smiling too? Every time you smile for someone else, you get this endorphin boost.
Oh, so yeah, huge.
Whoever you're smiling for, someone gets a boost. And I suppose that's a frequency, so that's what the other person receives if they let it in.
Exactly. And they look what happens. It resonates, and it creates feedback.
Yeah, it's very infectious when.
No. So maybe the person, if you have to smile at someone a lot of times, maybe you're the one that needed all the boosts. Mirror, mirror.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of the things I like to do is smile and listen to really loud cars go by. Anyway.
Yep.
I'm waiting for the trumpets. The swans haven't showed up yet. It was funny, I was thinking about that this morning, and not 10 seconds later, the train. I was like, okay, yeah, I got it. I get the message. But, yeah, we're about to roll off into the recording part here. So just a heads up for everybody, if you want to be in listening to the remainder of the show in the recording part, you'll have to call in at area code 661-467-2401. And, of course, just refresh your page that you're listening on. If you want to Skype in, and just click on the Skype button, and it'll link you direct to the board. And, of course, if you want to say something, just stick your hand up by pressing 1 on your dial pad, or opening up the dial pad on Skype and pushing 1 there as well. Easy peasy. Not rocket science.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, Kate. Been using that for years. I think that was one of the things that, it was a great story from Ninj. That's exactly why. And I got your vibe on it. That's why I asked you to say it.
You didn't play a song today. I'm so depressed.
Well, what do you want to hear?
I don't know anything.
Oh, yeah, I got you, Keisha. I'll bring you in now. We're going to go to the song here.
You don't have to, but,
Oh, people ask. I'm the servant of servants, and I will do.
Oh, yes, please.
Just trying to think of one that...
Lullaby.
Yep.
By a lullaby. I haven't played that in ages.
Because then I can throw my wet clothes in the dryer while you're doing
okay. Okay.
Big day tomorrow. I have to have dry clothes.
That's right. Big date. All right. Then by a lullaby it is. So we'll be back in 3 minutes and 41 seconds.
You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now it's our turn.
now softly, can't you hear? Mockingbird, she must be near. She sings her song, the bio lullaby. Misty morning, lazy sun, broken only by the river run. Mississippi River, take me in your arms. Take me in your arms for just another day. Floating by, I can clearly see Baton Rouge to eternity, New Orleans backwards into time. The Delta blues are more than song, broken dreams long lost and gone like a cotton field, laying falling by the wind. But that's the way it is, that's the way it is. Wouldn't want it any other way. Friendly smiles enough to say, yeah, it'll be alright, and I don't have to worry none. Friendly word on a passing way makes southern sense when I'm away, and I'm just glad I'm back where I belong. I'm back where I belong. All my worries, all my fears, up and leave me, they just disappear. Like so much nothing, so much for taking time. 'Cause on the water or on the shore, this is home and so much more. Old man river, take me in your arms. Take me in your arms. I'm home sweet home again. Wouldn't want it any other way. Friendly smiles enough to say, yeah, it'll be alright, and I don't have to worry none. Friendly word or a passing wave that makes southern sense when I'm away, and I'm just glad I'm back where I belong. I'm back where I belong. Hush now softly, can't you hear? The mockingbird, she must be near. She sings her song, the bio lullaby.
You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now, it's our turn.
Well, there you go. Just like
you.
that. Oh, no problem.
And she sings her song.
Happy to oblige. Yeah, I was tinkering around on the guitar today.
I hope so.
Yeah, I got some neat new
Gotta
ideas.
do that.
Oh, I know.
Gotta do that.
I do. And Brian just tagged me a little while ago. I haven't been over to the site yet. He gave me a link. He was tinkering around with Like an Angel. I think he said he threw some keys and some drums on it. And kind of curious what he's done with it. That's one thing too, and I will say this. Excuse me. All my tracks are done to click.
Oh, that was clear there. That was.
Yeah, they're all done there. Oh yeah. Oh, I just picked it up, get it warmed up. You've been sitting out here all day with me.
That was nice.
That's a new one I'm working on.
Oh, damn it! Now you.
I know, eh? Oh, it's not done yet.
Just teasing us.
I know. As soon as I get it done, I'll play it for you. It's there. It's just I've got that's the chorus of it out the other night. It's there. there, and I'm waiting for the verses to hit. They haven't hit yet.
Oh, it's all up in there in your head. You just wait for the download. I know.
Just waiting for the download. That's all. And I don't know that song, so the chorus took maybe about a minute and a half, musically and lyrically. And sometimes, they all come together at the same time, and sometimes I have to wait for, the other half of the song, the verses. It'll hit.
I like that one, though.
Yeah.
It was just a few seconds, but I like that one.
Yeah, it's kind of got a neat rhythm to it. Yeah, just jam it out for a little bit for you guys. We're not recording it, right? So, it's Sunday night. Just doing my thing.
I love Sundays.
Yeah, they're pretty mellow, eh?
Yeah.
It's funny too. You asked for Bio Lullaby because I was tinkering around with that today. This is another right key for it, but goes. Here's Bio. Cool, eh?
Lovely.
See, I listen to that and I hear other things because I'm adding things to my head. That's just the artistic nature I have in me.
That's the joy of music, It's funny. I'll listen to music and I'll start doing my own arrangements too. Somebody has a tune saying, I put that there and I do that and I layer it with this, and that's why musicians are so tainted when we listen to other music, because we're always
that's tearing it apart.
That's a great bass signature. Oh, I love that double hit on the kick with a flam on the snare. All the rest of the stuff that goes along with it. And then there are days where I just hear the song.
Yeah,
those are the root. Yeah, those are the rare ones, though, right? But yeah, this is the musical idea.
Ooh, I like that.
And it's so much fun to play. It's just got that really little groove, and
that's perfect all by itself, just like that. But again, I'm adding in my head. I hear the strings and layering it with a little violin.
Oh, I'm doing the percussion then.
Are you?
Yeah. See, all together we got a.
All right, who's got the horn section?
We've got a band here. Yep.
Yeah, it's just like it opens up the mind. It just boom,
Yeah.
Explosion of blossoms.
Well, any music you've never heard before clicks the amygdala forward into the more, what do you call it? The part of the brain.
Won't be much longer now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all there.
That's a heart song, kid.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's a heart song.
Oh, yeah, they all will. Oh, and then now I got to keep an eye on the board here. So I'm on area code 207. Just want to jump in there. So I'm going to unmute that and get back to what I was doing.
We'll all.
Area code 207, you're on. What's on your mind?
How are you tonight, Kate? It's
Good,
Ginger.
how are you? Ginger, how are you?
Good. I was listening to that beautiful music, and I was saying, boy, that reminds me of a song, but I'm not going to tell you now because you're in a creative phase, and it will just influence you.
Oh, no, you won't. I never... See,
I was singing with it.
What was it?
My
Come on.
sweet love, oh, my love.
That's that one. That one's done at G and uses a GAD, which is it's in the same vein. I'm using the second chord. It's kind of, I like doing reversals. What are the odds? Is a F sharp. What would it be? I'd have to look the chord up. It'd be like an F sharp 6, because it's not a standard chord. I like throwing non-standard chords in everything I do just to mess people's heads up. But I'm looking for a sound, and that's the thing. I picked my guitar up yesterday morning, and I literally was just like. Like that was it, and it's like, oh, that's kind of cool.
You know that part that goes dun 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 dun. See, I'm hearing like the orchestra part of it doing that same thing in certain spots, like dun dun dun.
You're talking, or the
that right there, yeah. And I top violin the same dun 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 dun.
Yeah, it's kind of middle of the road sort of vibe too. It's not. I call these kind of songs in my genre. I call them coaster. They just kind of coast along and they just take you on a ride, and then when they're done, you're kind of going, oh, I'm gonna ride that again. You know, you can ride them anytime you want, which is kind of cool. I'm actually trying to think of. I wish I got to get to the unit and grab. I've got boxes of lyric sheets and stuff, discs with all my lyrics on it, because I've got such a limited amount of songs here in my songbook. I've got now maybe about 60 or 70 here.
Wow.
But only maybe about 15 or 20 that I play. I have to go back through the other ones and rework them again. Because I haven't played them in years, so.
That's why I had to vacation there with you sometime, because really like, getting away in peace and
just zoning out, man.
Harmony and yeah.
It's like I told you today. There's nothing I'd love more than for someone just to show up and say, "Kate, let's go. We're gonna go out for a while."
Yeah.
I think
where to? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Let's go. Let's just whatever. And who knows? One day it might happen. There's my
Your tune's pretty much a road movie tune. That's what I had in my head. That's what I saw while you were playing, kind of like a road movie, sitting behind a big steering wheel, just pretty much just cruising somewhere.
Yeah,
or on horseback if you want to keep it environmental. But
yeah. That's a...
traveling. Yeah.
I'll shift the key down.
Sun in the water.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, rain on.
Oh, yeah, you see the glimmering, like she was saying, the glimmering water, the shining, and the birds flying up in there, straight up.
All right, we'll carry the conversation for a second. I'll go grab the lyrics for Rain On. I'll give you guys a live tune tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, you get a treat.
Yeah,
Sunday treat.
I got to pop in and grab my lyric book, so...
Lucky
talk amongst yourself. I'll be right back.
Okay.
She left us.
Well, yeah, the guitar is just, every time I hear somebody sit there and do that, and it's so much of what I wish I could do,
Yes.
Same thing with the piano. Piano is like, I love piano. It's something I always wanted to just play, but I didn't have the patience to learn.
No. Well, I can't read music, so I just do it by intuition.
You're going to, self-teach yourself? Like, self-taught?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm like that with a lot of things, but...
Oh, definitely. Most things. I'm too stubborn to listen to a teacher who knows it all.
And hold your fingers this way and put the finger over there. And my finger won't go that way.
Let me feel into it.
Yeah.
What? No, I know it's mathematics and harmony and harmonics and stuff, but you feel into it. Why not?
Imagine a world without musical notes and music. It'd be insane.
Yeah. Or
but
not.
Yeah.
Depends.
always been a part of my life, so I just.
Definitely. I've got so many moments of my life that I've pinned in my brain with music. I think in lyrics every time I'm seeing allegory for lyrics.
Yeah, me too. It's weird.
Yeah, hi, honey, I'm home.
Yeah.
Back.
Hi.
All right. I actually found another one. Since I played it in the recording, I might actually do it live.
I had to dig that out of the treasure vault, I'm sure. Right there with all the dust and stuff on it. Clear it out.
It's not so much dust as it was in the trunk of my car, and a lot of the lyrics got rained on, so thus rain on, right? So sweater.
Well, play that dimensional tuning fork.
Yeah. All right, fingers, and I even took all my nails down. You know I'm dedicated when. Moonlight is to darkness, I will be to you, unfailing, never-ending love to give. If life is just a puzzle, then you're my missing piece. You're everything that I know passion is. I'm a ship set out to sea. You're my compass, guide me through. You're the shore beyond the sunset, all my dreams. Don't wake me if I'm dreaming. Through the thunder, let me sleep. 'Cause you're the only storm I'll ever need. Rain on, rain on. Rain on, rain your love on me. Rain on, rain on. 'Cause you're the only rain I'll ever need. Morning is to sunrise. You are now to me like autumn is to a falling leaf. If my sentence is a long one, your heart my prison cell, well then lock me up and throw away the key. I'm a ship set out to sea, you're my compass, guide me through. You're the shore beyond the sunset, all my dreams. Don't awake me if I'm dreaming. Through the thunder, let me sleep. 'Cause you're the only storm I'll ever need. Rain on, rain on. Rain on, rain your love on me. Rain on, rain on. 'Cause you're the only storm I'll ever need.
That one just moved up top 3 list of mine. That actually made me want to make a drink, and I haven't drank in years. For some reason, that made me just want to mix a drink and sit and relax and sip.
There you go.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Great.
Beautiful.
There you go. See what I mean about I can't plan this stuff. You just got to do it when it feels right.
Ah. What a treat.
Yeah, well, there you go, right? So, yeah, again, it's, I'm always leery about, because I'm vocally, just with a guitar, I can fill a room, so I'm really holding back. So that's
I know, and I thought she was just picking this up here just on a spur of the moment, and the vocal's probably going to be, maybe, but I was like, whoa.
Yeah, well, I should get when I'm actually pumping that one out.
Yeah.
Again, it's
we'll get on a boat and we'll go out in the middle of nowhere on a boat and just turn up the speakers real,
Well, I have no problems wailing. It's just like the neighborhood and whatever, and don't know anybody around here, and just me being me, shy and whatever. So I just seriously, I don't want to bother anybody.
Okay, that was lovely. Thanks for that.
Oh, you're more than welcome, hon.
I love nothing more than to listen to somebody with a guitar and their own voice. That's all I ever need to hear. I mean, you can add the rest for the, the full impact, but for me, that's always enough.
Oh, totally. I'm the same way. Nothing I love to do and sit back and, listen to someone just letting go and seeing where the song takes you, right? And what interpretations I get from it, and the meanings, and what triggers me, and that's why I'm just a messenger. I just catch these things, and here they are. This is what I caught from Our Universe. How do you like you now? Because the song, when you hear it, you'll have your own visuals. It's like, well, Michael's made me feel like go mix a drink, right? So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but not at home. I'm mad at myself mixing it, out on the water and
just zoning. Perfect. Now let me see.
I have to tell you some coincidence or synchronicities or whatever you want to call it. Right before you went to get your lyric sheet, and I heard you playing a little bit of that guitar. You know what song I was thinking of?
What's that?
I was thinking of Fire and Rain.
Ha ha ha! Very cool. Oh, it looks like we lost Miranda here. I'll have to bring her into the call.
Rosanna.
I hope she did. Oh, did Rosanna try to? Miranda fell off. Oh, missed call. Okay, one sec. Let me just get you guys going here. Talk about multitasking. Yes, Blu-ray, absolutely, yes. Tobias will be with me tomorrow night or Tuesday. 11 step to show new message and another conversation. Oh, you'll have to reboot. Tell you what. Let me just get Rosanna back in. Looks like she fell out. I'll give the instructions again. Just rejoin the call. Don't call me. Just rejoin. Okay, and okay, just want to go down for Miranda here, and not sure why if she fell off the board while she was in the recording, she won't get back on, so let me just do this. See if I'm paying attention. Oh, Rosanna, okay, I tried calling, and it's not working. Miranda, there we go. Let's see if I can get Miranda in here. And she probably missed that tune, but I've got one more tonight, I'm sure.
Thank you for bringing me back.
There you go. I just got your vibe, hon. Sorry about that. Usually a little quicker on the uptake, so I tried to bring Rosanna back in, but she'll just have to rejoin the call. Trying to see. Wondering where Steve is. I haven't had.
Oh yeah, Stephen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you'll have to listen back to the last one, Miranda, but
yeah, I will.
I've got one or two more left in me here. Let me see. Yeah, Skype is very flaky tonight.
Made a really good batch of tea. I wish I could share it with everybody.
What kind of tea?
It's by home brewed, regular tea.
Excellent. I'm a teetotaler. I love tea.
Yeah, I'm a tea fanatic.
I drink tea all day. I love it. Since I was in the key, I might as well play this one, right?
Yay.
Hush now softly, can't you hear? The mockingbird, she must be near. Sings her song, the bio lullaby. Misty morning, lazy sun, broken only by the river run. Mississippi River, take me in your arms. Take me in your arms. Just another day. Floating by, I can clearly see, from Baton Rouge to eternity, from New Orleans and backwards into time. The Delta blues are more than song, broken dreams long lost and gone, like a cotton field laying falling by the wind. But that's the way it is, that's the way it is. Wouldn't want it any other way. A friendly smile's enough to say, yeah, I'll be alright, and I don't have to worry none. Gentle word or a passing, get it right. Gentle word or a passing wave will make southern sense when I'm away. And I'm just glad I'm back where I belong. I'm back where I belong.
You can always tell when I'm thinking about a song. That's when I screw it up.
All my worries, all my fears, up and leave me, they just disappear. Like so much nothing, so much for taking time. 'Cause on the water or on the shore, this is home and so much more. Old Man River, take me in your arms. Take me in your arms. I'm home sweet home again. Still I say, wouldn't want it any other way. Friendly smiles enough to say, yeah, I'll be alright, and I don't have to worry none. A gentle word or a passing wave that makes a southern sense when I'm away. And I'm just glad I'm back where I belong. I'm back where I belong. Hush now softly, can't you hear? The mockingbird, she must be near. She sings her song, the bio lullaby.
Yes, that way you know it's live, not Memorex.
Yeah.
I was looking for the applause button.
Oh yeah.
Where we get the cheers.
Yeah. Canned laughter.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, that
was great.
Full stadium.
Actually, the crowd is crazy.
Yay! Couldn't find a mute button there.
Oh yeah. Well, don't worry. If you have buttons, I'll find them. I'll push them for you. Promise. Kind of what I do. Sort of.
You're pushing the love button with that music tape.
Oh well, I got thousands more of those. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
I like your new lyrics.
Which ones?
The ones you read a little bit of it yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's the lyric or the tune thing I was just playing there. That's the one I'm working on. It's still, and I was playing around with it this morning, and I said, okay, I guess now's not the moment. So again, I'll just wait and pick up the guitar, and she'll give it to me. Always does. Again, it's a dance. You have to be patient. I let the universe lead. That's letting the divine creative feminine be danced, right? That's the allegory. Song catching 101. But boy, can you get people in that place? Well, you can sometimes, but...
Is it true if you can play the guitar well, you can also adapt to the piano and learn that too easier?
Oh yeah, I play piano.
Do you?
not great, but I've written lots of songs on piano. I can make it look like you'll think I can play. I know enough.
I wish I could.
It's that reminds me. I've been wanting to pick up my keyboard. It's over at a friend's place. Just get it out again, and I love that keyboard. It's full weighted keys, and it's just like a real piano, and
all the bells and whistle sounds and all that stuff.
No, this one is. I think it's only got maybe about. Let me see.
I'd like to get one.
I had a really nice JV80. They sacrificed all the programming for sound patches and waves, and of course I lent that to a friend of mine that was working on Halfway Home in the studio with us, and I lent him a couple of my best mics. And
I was going to say, which friend ran off with that?
Well, again, drinking problem, and sold my stuff for booze money. Roughly, this is the kind of shit. It was I paid $1,800 for the keyboard, brand new, and all the cables too, and the stands. I lent them, and the mics. The 2 mics I lent them were probably about $800-900 worth of microphones, because I kind of expected to get them back, and but I sold the 2 mics for $50 each.
I wonder how long that buzz lasted.
I don't know. But again, I let it go, and just whatever it was meant to be, it was meant to be. But that was a great board. That was the first keyboard I ever went and bought, and I learned to play on. So, but there's that mirror thing. That's not what I would do. So
you'll get it all back.
Enjoy your mirror. Whether I do or not, it's irrelevant.
You will.
I got the lesson, right? So, and this, for me, this has been my journey of finally taking that 8-9-year-old kid and stopping from trying to rescue everybody. That's been there for a while, but I've had even recently very close examples of the same thing, and it's the universe saying stop, and that's okay, fine. Guess it's my turn, isn't it?
We'll get back what's meant for you to have.
Kate, because of you, I'm leaving my job this week.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to awaken you. What's up?
Friday is my last day.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember I talked to you about my 8 years with no vacations, giving everything of myself.
Mm-hmm. Had enough, have you?
Swim away.
Swim away. And then, of course,
swim away.
And then the big yellow taxi's on, right? You don't know what you got until it's gone.
Right.
Pave paradise and put up a parking lot. Well, there's your parking lot. They can have it.
Well, it's just, I've been, like I say, been on a Kate Fest for a few weeks, and only realized that I could actually catch the live show. Who knew? But I was like, thinking about all these things because I was right on the edge of it and trying to figure it out, and it was just, the things that you say, they're just so, profound. It was that I wasn't paying attention. I had my nose right into that so closely that I couldn't get. And what do I always tell people? This is what I tell people: get back away from it. Look at the big picture. You have to get way away from it. Go as far out as you can so you can see that it's just a little tiny thing, and then figure out from that, what should I do, right? And don't look at it from the close perspective, because you'll never see it. And I never saw it until you opened that, and I was like, oh my gosh, I am like needing to do something here.
It's amazing when you see it, and this, yeah, it's a long way back, isn't it? You got to get
the pattern of taking care of people, and I've thought a lot about that too, because going back to like, where did this start? Because it's like, where did I get that belief? And how far back it was. It's probably in another life too, but in this life, probably when I was 4. And because my sister was born, and my mother convinced me that was my responsibility, to take care of my baby sister. And I took care of people ever since.
It's amazing, eh?
I mean, really, seriously, never thought about not taking care of other people.
Well, yeah. Again, it's a change of intent, isn't it? It's not so much that we don't. Yeah. Right. It's not that we don't want to take care of people. It's there's the fine line of, are we taking care of them or are we hindering them from learning what they need to learn, and finding that middle road. It's if someone asks for a hand up, that's different. That's very different. And
well, it was like that, but then the thing that happens with me and that I had to accept and see was that it gets to the point where, okay, now that part has been fulfilled, the part that was needed is done, and it was the letting go thing. And it was the cancer the crab. The other night when you had a bunch of people in there and you were saying, we have everything, we're just missing cancer the crab, and I was sitting here going, I can't call in tonight. But I was the crab. I was sitting there listening.
The feely.
Huh?
The feely, the crab. I feel.
Oh, it's the never let go. It's the hang on no
here's
matter
your mirror.
what.
Here's your mirror, right? Cancer motto is I feel. So put it in the mirror. What do you need to learn? I feel not.
Right.
It's like Gemini, me, it was I think. And I had to learn to I think not. There's my hanging out in the right hemisphere, and guitar and piano or whatever, mando, whatever I picked up and got into. Was a meditation of not thinking zone. So I was doing it subconsciously, and all things for a reason. There are no coincidences. There are no, it's funny that I did. No, it's not. It was exactly the way it was meant to be. Everything that has ever happened to each and every one of us is exactly the way it's supposed to be. And we change the game when we take full responsibility for it. That's the only time it changes. And what we're having now is a lot of people taking responsibility for themselves and saying, I'm not going to do that.
Thing too. Yeah, the purge thing, too, that you were talking about, purging. I had just been saying that. It's like everyone is purging right now. They're all just going, hey, I don't need that, and throwing it. And it's very, it's liberating, and it's also terrifying. It is both sides, because I have both of those things. I like to keep everything. I like to include everything. I like to bring everyone in. Just like, bring all of you in. I just love you all. I really do too. But I never realized that everyone isn't like us. They're not like us.
The purge.
They are sort of, but sorry.
No, it's okay. The purge I'm referring to is of the ethereal nature, and as above, so below. These are the fractals. Yeah. Where we purge things from our individual lives. But what universe purging for me is that we are at that point now where we're beginning to purge those parts of our consciousness that we no longer want, desire, or need. The crutches. We're getting rid of the crutches, and we're finally, as babies, finally taking our first steps towards new creation. And the purge that I reference here is that. Those dark aspects, and I don't like using light or dark because they're both one and the same. But just for the allegory of the dark aspects is what I'm referencing. And what I see occurring now are these parts of our consciousness here, the ones that have been either trapped for so long or just newly here in human form, whatever the case may be, is irrelevant. It encompasses all of those things. Is getting purged. What we're seeing right now is the separation of the wheat and the chaff. And there will be those that will carry on in this supposed truth movement, still promoting chemtrails and fear porn and the Alex Joneses and that sort of thing. I think I'm not picking on Alex. It's just what he does is a perfect example of what we need to look at to look away from. Alex does such a beautiful job contrasting. And if you look at the duality of that individual or that perspective, what you have is someone that very early on woke a lot of people up to the stuff that was going on within the government, which is a good thing. And now for me, it's actually just plateaued, and it's reinforcing that same, what used to be the cure is now the curse. It's keeping everybody re-empowering these dark energies, and the purge that's occurring is those radio waves are getting nullified, they're getting neutralized, You see, in every sine wave, excuse me, there's a cosine. Just like on a mortgage, sine, cosine, get it? Yeah, good, thought you might. Now, yeah, as above, so below, this is real. When you have two opposing canceling waves, they neutralize, and they become still, they become 0 point. And that's what I see happening with a lot of people. When we get into these certain headspaces of, our own purging, what we're doing is we're sending out that counter wave that nullifies that which we have been, fighting and giving energy into. That's why I like to use the Chinese finger trap as an example. It is a very easy thing to get out of if you just relax. If you keep fighting and pulling, it's going to keep holding you. They're designed to do that. It's a really cool toy, actually, and fascinating to watch people that you can find the ones that don't know how to relax. They're the ones that you kind of just have to grab the thing and okay, now pull your fingers out. I got it. Right, keep it together so it doesn't expand and grab. Right, and they go, how do you get out of that? Says, you gotta relax. But there's a fist fight, Chinese finger trap, and they carry out the dead. You just hand them pillows, leave them alone, don't disturb them, let the sleeping dogs lie, and those that are ready and willing to take on the light of their own will be the beacons, the lighthouses for others that are looking for that. The ships, the minds that are looking for direction in a lighted way from your light, not the exterior nonsense that we're blinded by, but by your internal lights. When we were talking earlier in the show with regards to relationships in terms of love or whatever, as I said, for me, it's not about being fixated on the physical aspect of someone. For me, it's irrelevant. Love is, and that's it. Who knows? The universe might have something for me, it might not. It doesn't matter. Either way, I am just going to carry on and do my thing, and it's all good.
I think people are afraid of failing.
Oh, terrified.
That's a lot of what I see. Just a failure, the whole aspect of just, I'm going to fail.
But there is no failure. There is no failure. Everything in creation is perfect. This whole if thing is illusion. This whole maybe and try. These are all illusions. Fail is an illusion. Again, I go back to the cannibal, right? The cannibal eats humans. Is that a fail to you? Well, it is to me, but it ain't to them. Again, it goes back to how are you, that beautiful, independent little spark of the all-spark, how are you looking at it, and can you shift your position? Can you take on the perspective of another and another and another? Because I'll tell you, the more perspectives you can share with others and take on to yourself, you're just adding to your own viewpoint. So that little slit, that millimeter-wide slit you've been looking at the Mona Lisa, suddenly becomes 3-4 inches wide, and you're going, oh, it's the Mona Lisa. That's what's happening right now with us, is we're starting to see the Mona Lisa because the perspectives are widening. We're taking on other viewpoints, not combating them. We'll vote for. Look at the whole election thing, right? What a farce. Well, pick Republican or Democrat. Are you kidding? Pick liberal or conservative. It's pure duality. And of course, you have those that are pledged Democrats and those that are pledged Republicans, and who the fuck cares?
Exactly.
I think most people know it's a total joke. I mean,
well,
even if they don't act like they know, and they just don't want to talk about it or something. And then the other thing I was gonna say is even people like Alex is annoying and stuff, but even he lately, like once in a while, tune in. He gets pretty open-minded lately too, here and there, and you're just like, whoa, did he just say that? I don't know. It just seems like in general people are digging deeper and getting weirder and more open-minded. I don't know. It's weird. Across the board, I guess is what I'm saying.
It's either that or Alex is getting my ethereal waves. Shut up.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's not worth talking about that part. Everybody knows what you mean. I agree, but I was just saying, like, you hear even touches of it, and that is all I'm saying. So it's like getting out everywhere, kind of. People tending to be more open-minded, I think.
I'll tell you where the real victory is going to be. It's when you can walk in, into the Bible Belt in the U.S., and you'll have I was telling Michael,
here we go.
Just for fun last night, I threw in Borat. Oh my God! And what I got to tell you, it was a lot of shock humor when I first saw it. But I tell you, it was over the top. I couldn't sleep. I was, awake till about 4:30 this morning, but couldn't shut the engines down. But anyway, there's one scene where he goes into this Pentecostal type church thingy, and he plays right along with them, and oh my God, just to see these people, and that's, I'll tell you, the paradigm shift is going to happen when I hear of these people going, hey, have you seen Bill Donohue's latest video? That's the shit I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's about it. Shift and focus now, and that's it.
Oh yeah.
Look at it, leave it alone. You've already looked at it, so leave it be now. Move on.
Very simple game.
Yeah.
Can you let it go? Can you let it go? The only one holding the chain is you. I know I was holding mine. I said, I'm done. No more resist. I now exist, right? Get rid of it. So that's my perspective on it anyway.
Hey, Ginger?
Go
yes.
ahead.
I heard what you said to Kate when you started about how, you left your job.
Yeah.
And the way you worded it was that you left your job because of Kate. That's not really what you mean, is it?
Well, no.
No.
What
I
I'm
thought
saying
I wanted to just mention that because we do things. Hello. We do things for ourselves because of ourselves, not because of anyone else. I just wanted to point that out because it kind of stuck in my head and it was irritating me. So I'll just finish now. I'm muting.
The thing is that with language, and I'm tuned into language quite a bit actually. I've had a lot of background in various types of communication as well, but it's hard to speak about things that really words don't cover, and I think that's what a lot of when you folks get together and talk about things and go over different concepts, I think it's part of the reason why it might be difficult for some people to understand is because the language doesn't really cover the what is. Most things that are really deep and profound, a word doesn't work. And so I sometimes don't say the words that I mean. What I meant to say was that because of Kate's openness and the
blinding mirror.
There you go.
No,
you
said it. Blinding mirror,
Thank
whatever
you.
It was, but it opened up that I couldn't see, and it made it so that I could see it. So in a way, yes, Kate was a catalyst for that. So as far as making me, no, I totally believe people make their own decisions and everything they do, and they're responsible for themselves.
Yeah, that's what I know. That's what you meant, but that's not what you said. And I wanted you to say it because Thank you. Well done.
I never know half the time what comes out of my mouth. Honestly, I open it and I say something. Sometimes just because if someone responds, then I know where they're at too.
And here's the thing,
it isn't like I do it to trick them or anything. It's just the way it is. Yeah.
Hey, Ginger, here it is in a nutshell. I would never want to take credit for your victory.
Well, no, I know that, but I'm just telling you that I appreciate it because the fact that you took the time to talk to me that night when I was feeling pretty badly and not understanding, it opened it up so that I could see it very clearly. And difficult. It's difficult, as you know. I know that you know because you've expressed it. It's very difficult to leave somebody that you care about, but it's the same thing as what you said. Swim away. They're going to drown you. They're going to drown you if you stay. So.
And only the people in that situation can see it for themselves. And that's why with you doing what you're doing, those are beautiful choices to take upon oneself because only you know your experience. And all we all can do together and collectively is become the mirrors for each other and be whatever light we are. And I'm looking for the resonance. I'm looking for the feedback loops. And when people do things when they take it upon themselves, that's your victory. Like, take the win, and that's all I'm ever asking anyone to do. This is the thing, is no one needs credit for anything, because that which we create is ours. And take the win, baby. It's yours. Well done.
It's hard. It's hard to put heart and soul into something and really get invested in it and then leave it. It's very hard.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we get caught up in crutches. You know, I was talking to Vicky on Saturday about a typical of the vast majority. Very rarely have I ever seen otherwise, but in the case of say relationships, whatever, people, women in particular, speaking from that perspective. That's why putting my home and everything on the line was so incredibly difficult for me, because that was my security. That was my divine feminine home nest. And, you know, cancer, I got cancer in me too, right? So people will not do anything, for the most part, unless they have a safety net. They've already got to have something in place. Prime example, my ex-wife, you know, when she came to tell me, I already knew, and she came to tell me, and I said, no, you already had a safety net in place. She was cancer as well, by the way. And, you know, and sorry, I've been with you, 23 years, and I think I might know you a little. Yeah, you don't have a clue about me, but I certainly have, you know, paid attention and watched you. And you, like most other people I know, will not make a move unless you've got a safety net. So what we're dealing with these platforms that we talk are mainly with people that have shredded the safety net. Said, screw it. You know, there's got to be something better than this. And because if we end up falling back into these same safety nets all the time, we're just looping. We're just going circular, and we're not going to get anywhere. We're just spinning our wheels. So that's the leap. There's another perspective of the leap of faith. You know, can you trust yourself enough? Of course you can. We've been so, you know, degraded by system and indoctrination and programming and all the rest of it to doubt the most incredible aspect in the universe, ourselves. And all we're doing collectively, all of us, is bringing that to the table and saying, no, it's okay. You know, because you doing what you did is exactly what we've all done. And that's why it's your victory. And we do it together as we cast off these safety nets, and the hell with that. That's just, you know, onwards and upwards, you know. And Keisha, you jumped in there. What did you want to add? Kishi, are you there? Kishi.
Oh, come on, kids.
Are you there? Okay, I'm not hearing you, hon.
Kate, I was just going to say the leap of faith. I mean, do you remember that lovely? I can't remember which one it was. The Indiana film where he gets the cabin.
It was the last.
And there's and that huge drop, and I just love that. And when he throws the sand and steps are actually there, and that is the leap of faith, because you do find the ground. You don't just fall down the precipice and never return.
Well, yeah.
I've taken that leap several times in my life, and it's been the most liberating and extraordinary and brilliant thing ever.
Well, there's the perfect allegory. When Indiana Jones stepped out into the wide chasm, at the edge he could only see so much. But only when he took that step did his perspective change enough to see the entire way across. But he had to take that first step. And that's, for me, the leap of faith. It happens in many different ways. You're absolutely right. It happens in a physical sense, you know, be it, you know, say, screw the job, screw the relationship, screw this, I've just got to get on and get on. And because you know there's something pulling you. That's your divine feminine magnetic, kind of pulling you along, right? And the resistance you feel is that intention pushing back. So I look for that resistance. That's what I push through.
And when you were talking earlier on, when we were talking about the masculine and feminine, when I had my breakdown or breakthrough and was incarcerated, I remember very much at one stage I felt I was totally in my masculine, and everybody that I came across, the doctors and other patients, everybody that was in that hospital, I could see them as their dual self, physically, and it was really quite incredible. And then gradually, as I was coming out of that whole thing, they came into what they truly were, whether they're male or female. But it was quite extraordinary. At midpoint, I didn't know if anyone was a woman or a man. They were so melded into their completeness. It was incredible, really amazing experience.
Absolutely. And there are so many different perspectives we can all share on this. Everyone's got these experiences. And when we bring them to the table, and we all get to see it, we get to see it from our own perspective, and that's just the same way as I talk about a song. I play the song, and when I wrote, I had my own ideas for it, but when you hear it, you have yours. So whose song is it? It's ours. So, we do this together and individually at the same time. So with Ginger stepping away, she's doing that herself, and she's doing it collectively with us because we've already been there and already done that and moving on. So it's a team effort,
Can you hear me now, Kate?
I can hear you now, hon.
That's great. I couldn't, the mute button just wasn't working for me there. Sorry about that. That's what I was saying there. You're touching and inspiring Ginger basically to do exactly that, to move on, drop whatever isn't working anymore and move away from all of those things that are keeping us down, and that's it.
Well, yeah, from my perspective, what I'm sharing are things that I have done or seen or experienced, and I'm just sharing them. And, people will resonate with it or not. It's their call, or, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I'm just sharing a perspective. No pedestals allowed, right? No. Literally.
Yeah. That's what I do on my show too. I have a show that I do, and I do the same thing. I talk about my life, and I talk about things in a very honest, open way, and just this is how I felt. This is what I did. I don't tell anybody what they should do. Absolutely not. I would never do that. But I have taken the leap of faith before. I have left things before that were really important to me, and it's like you have a line, and it's like, I'm not crossing that. It's just the way it is. I'm not crossing it. And sometimes it's difficult, but, I got through them before, and I'm going to get through it again. And it is like, I don't know what I'm going to do. People have asked me, what are you going to do next? I said, I don't know. I'll probably look around for a while and just see what's going on, because I've had my nose right in that, that little corner, working, put my head down and just make sure that it's going to be a success,
Absolutely. I wrote
it'll be real interesting.
Yeah, I wrote lots of essays over my life, and a couple of things I focused on were using the Titanic as allegory and analogy, and another one I like to use. You speak of, not crossing the line. Your line, you set your line in the sand, right?
Yeah, it's like, I will not say yes to this. I'm not going to consent.
No, I realize that, Ginger. Sorry, I just want to get an idea. We got like 3 minutes here, so just want to. I'm just reinforcing what you just said. It's exactly what people need to see. And when you're towing the line, and don't apologize to me. I hate when people apologize. Not like, it's all good. Oh my goodness. We can stop at the line. Now, that line that you speak of that you don't cross is the boundary of your I would do and I would not do. All right? So we'll clarify that. The only way we can get there is to cross our Rubicon. Now, the Rubicon, for those that don't know the historical allegory of, is where the Roman army was never allowed into Rome proper, and the Rubicon River, they were always kept north of. And if the army ever crossed the Rubicon, then they had passed the point of no return. And that's what the whole term of, crossing Rubicon. We all have our own Rubicons that we, there's that line in the sand of choice, not to be confused with having your own line, right, that you've drawn in the sand of your would not. And what we do is we cross that line, and there's no going back. You've passed the point of no return. That's the epiphany of truth. When a truth hits, you know it. Two choices now, two paths you can take, and in the long run, there's still time to change the one you're on. Choice of truth to stand in it, or the choice of truth to deny it. And I guarantee you, if you deny it, it will come like the hounds of hell and chew your ass out until you finally, it'll nip your heels, and then it'll start really getting at you until you get back on the track. And of course, all along the way, we've got our games figured out. How they're supposed to be. If we're paying attention, we'll see the yellow brick road, and we'll see the hostel and grail breadcrumbs. So those things that come at us in our lives, the difficult things that we have to comes around. Let's look at the golden rule in the mirror. Do unto yourself as you'd have others do unto you. Right? And because it is a mirror. And we were talking about duality, and I think this is where we really need to get into it in terms of looking at both sides of something.
Because on the other side of it, when somebody does do as you would, it is just so refreshing. It's just like, oh my God, you get so happy you want to cry.
Oh, exactly. I mean, this is one of the things that I love, and the joys that I get from doing this every single night is because I'm interfacing with those people. The ones that are tuned in, and they've got the concept.
It's glorious.
Well, it is. The pearls of wisdom and truths that come out of these shows, not because of me or whatever. It's a unified energy, and of course, the more beings that gather, the easier it is for me to download, because that's just powering that up, because there is an intent to get that. So I'm at an equal effect to the cause that I'm creating, because you're me, I'm you, and we're doing this together, right? So let's go back to the ultimate statement of statements in my universe. If but one shall awaken, we are doomed. That's the elites talking. Doomed means judged. All right. Doomsday book, might want to look it up. I'll probably grab my Black's Law and tell you what the Doomsday book is in better detail. But effectively, to me, it was a book of life. And the book of judgment. And guess what? It is in the now. It's not a history book. It's not a future book. It's a now book. Can you read it now? How does it matter now? Because everyone's still looking at it from the past, present, future perspective. That's physical.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Oh, the vast majority. So this is about, let's take that razor road and widen it a little bit, shall we? There's another, we talked about this today as well, the analogy of the narrow road. You've heard in a lot of the books, the road that we walk is narrow and few will find it. Well, I'll tell you, an even narrower road is the one where the ego walks, where it cannot be wrong. It must be right in one perspective, therefore missing out on the countless, infinite other perspectives that you could look at every single thing. I used the cannibal as an analogy, right? For them, it's good to eat humans. That's their thing. For me, no. I prefer not to do that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah, I'll take a pass on that meat stick. Literal. Yeah, we're in the purge, boys and girls. So welcome to the fact that you're here. If you want to continue to pick individual fights here and there for yourself, go ahead. You're still caught in it. You're still caught in the quagmire. For me, it is all about the one, and that is the universe. I don't play I'm going to take on this government, just this one, or this particular. I mean, my focus of my notice the yellow brick road at the beginning. What is it, a spiral? Mm-hmm. Right, okay.
That's it.
So you pick your spiral point, excuse me, and you expand from there. That's the Fibonacci, right? The phi ratio. And for me, the phi ratio begins at the City Hall in Guelph, and it goes out from there. And look what it encompasses. It encompasses the city, and then of course other cities around it, countries, entire, federal governments, U.S., and then it gets worldwide to the point where it's like, where do I go from here? Because the roads, about intent and missing the forest for the trees looking for wood. And what I mean for that is, or by that is, people miss the obvious while they're looking at all the distractions. They're not seeing the allegories and the purpose contained within what it is they are specifically doing in their purpose. As a point of consciousness trying to come to what we term awakened state. You can pretty much test your awakened state by walking around as you shake your head constantly at people, as Michael pointed out, screaming on their cell phones at people while they're driving, honking horns, and impatience, and desperate to get to the mall, desperate to get to the TV, and when you are talking to people, they're talking about things, distractions like politics or religion or all the rest of the manner of crap that's out there. And these people, by their own free will choice, and you cannot trespass, are asleep. Leave them alone. There's a saying, let sleeping dogs lie. They'll wake up or they won't. It's not your call. And we've all been too busy being busybodies in everybody else's business, me included, trying to wake people up from their slumber. How dare you? I'll go back to the analogy again. Would you like being woken up every hour on the hour with someone throwing ice water on you where you didn't ask for it? Different scenario if you ask someone, hey, every hour on the hour I need you to throw ice water on me while I'm asleep. Then that's a free will choice. Otherwise, you're just jumping all over free will with golf cleats on. Not a good thing to do, because it will come back and bite you in the ass. The word karma came up a few times today. Ka, ar, ro, ma, right? Spirit breath, creation. M, mother, matter, magnet, Magdalene. A, dark, in reverse, turn to light, you. That's what karma is. And I think the mainstay of the conversation that Michael and I had today, oh good, there you are, Michael, thank you. We were talking a lot about that in terms of, actually I just looked up. That's what happens when I open my eyes, I lose the download. Anyway, now that we got you, Michael, let's, because we were talking about a lot of very important things, and as I think we both agreed, at least I know I was saying these are things that everyone needs to hear, and this would be a great way to illustrate it on the show tonight. It's nothing we haven't talked about before. It's just reinforcing the same ideas, new unit of time. So how are you, Michael?
Doing good, Kate. Just kind of woke up from a short nap.
Yeah, all right, zone time. you gotta love that. So, excuse me, further insights to what we were chatting about earlier today. Just trying to go back, because we were talking about karma and things coming back around to bite people in the proverbial ass, right?
Right.
And karma is self-created. Karma is truth that you cannot confront. So it will confront you, because you will always do the mirror of what you need to do to find that truth. That's a way to run away from it, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't run away from the mirror. And that's one of the things people have had a very difficult time being around me in my life, because I'm a mirror. And I will mirror exactly back to people what's getting shoved in my face. If you come at me with angst and all sorts of nonsense, well, I'll mirror it for you and show you what it feels like. And see how you like it. Or I'll play you a song. Choose, right? I prefer to play the song part,
Oh yeah, definitely. Did you? I missed the first few minutes, but I know what we were talking earlier about was when I mentioned if you're able to realize that when you're out and about in the world and you take a notion to tell yourself one thing that
here I am doing 100 kilometers an hour and the hood comes up and covers the whole windshield, so all I can see are the lines and hazards on, and just slow down and pull over to the side of the road. Yeah, so I mean that was an indicator of things to come with this car. But anyway, I sat in my yard, and there was a couple of free men brought Rob Menard out from out west, and in a truck. I don't know how it made it, but anyway, long story short, he ended up selling the truck to, lo and behold, someone that was maybe 10 houses down from me, one of the teachers at one of the schools, the auto shop. They wanted to use it and rebuild it. And so in the meantime, because I had a car and a truck, I let him use my car, and without him telling me, he decided to use it at night, going down, giving people cab rides from the hotel, making money, right? So again, long story short, ended up putting this car together. Ended up being, in terms of silver value, what I had to, cough up and get this thing on the road. It was about $6,000. It's a nice car.
Oh.
Anyway, so we got it, put in his name and got him all set up with it, and he was going to pay X number of dollars a month, whatever. And,
oh boy.
Yeah, no interest, right? So what ended up happening was about no money given back later. Actually, he did give me $250 of the $500 I gave him to pay off some fines and whatnot, so he could get his,
Oh, that was nice.
You get the plates on the car, right? So he gave back $250 of the $500 I gave him for that, and that was the only money I ever saw. He ended up paying my friend for the work. It was about I think about $1,200, and then of course all the rest was mine to take care of. And he ended up selling the car and bought something else, and haven't heard a head nor tail of him since.
Wow.
So that's only one of many experiences with free man, sovereign movement, fucking gimme losers. That's why I abhor the title and the name, because that's all they are, is a bunch of gimmies. During the time that I was part of that, in the beginning, I had an entirely different ideal. It wasn't about, for me it was about exposing fraud and exposing how, credit card companies and insurance companies and governments and banks and all the rest was all a load of shit and all a load of, it's just criminal activity is all it is. But people, they'll play along with the whore and, keep sucking on her tits and getting poisoned more and more and more every single day, and there's nothing you or I can do about it. The only thing
they just lose sight of that do unto others, don't they? I mean, I would almost rather have a stake driven through my heart than sometimes ask somebody for something and I really, really need it.
Yeah.
And when I do, I'm already thinking of 2 or 3 things that I need to do for that person.
Yeah.
As a return favor plus whatever it is that I, ask for, and that's just me. And
that's a
even
then, creator mentality. Keep going.
Even then, after that, it's almost like it's not enough. It's just,
it's never enough for gimmies. Are you kidding me? I mean, here. Let me define the free man sovereign movement. This is why I laugh at the cops and they got everybody drilled in. You're not a free man on the land, are you? It's actually like that in the video. Some Guelph chick cop. She's holding a guy down for whatever, and it's like she looks into the camera like she was cued for it and said it basically like that. You're not a free man on the land, are you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, oh my God! There's another reason why I abhor the whole notion of tags and labels and all the rest of it. But this whole thing of like, and I'll tell you, what I learned from that experience was, there's no judgment there. It's just I won't do that again, and move on. I wrote it off and said, well, it's not something I would do, but okay, sorry for helping you out. But what you just said earlier, that's what goes.
You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now, it's our turn.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many times you have to click a button to make it work, but hey, there you go. Welcome. Excuse me. Welcome to Outside the Box Open Forum. Once again, Sunday night. Yeah, there's something in the air, eh? Can you feel it? Oh, man. Anyway, I hit my limit for email send-outs today, so I'll get busy at it again tomorrow. And we're going to talk about a few different things tonight. I had a great chat with Michael Cooley, who he was in the call with me. I'm trying to bring him in here. Oh, I got to bring Rosanna. I wish you guys would just tune into the show. Overload my Skype. See, Ninja, I am saying something. Yeah, I don't mind for after the show, but it just overloads everything at the front end. So, that being said, there you go. You're in. All right. Where are we? Just checking to see if I can get Michael in here. And did I get on? Oh, call failed. Okay, I'm not sure what's up there. No, we got some party animals out in the parking lot tonight. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, okay, nothing seems to be grabbing here. Let me try one more time. And we can get Michael in. Yeah, I had a chat with him about an hour ago. And a lot of the stuff that we were talking about, I said, yeah, this is exactly, the viewpoint I want to share. And nice to see that people are fully getting it. Let me try Rosanna again, see if that one comes in. Just waiting, guys. Just give me a sec. The first few minutes trying to get everything set up here. And then we get into the juicy stuff. All right, and yes, definitely there's a big breakthrough in the air, Kishi. Absolutely. Okay, let me see. Is anything working? Okay, well, I got the phone ringing at Rosanna's end, and call failed. And one more time for Michael. Let's see if we can get him in. And if not, it's just going to go hell-bent for leather, and you guys can join in because you're in the call. So all you have to do is hit join call. All right. Excuse me. Ringing. Not hearing it on this end, but then I'm on Do Not Disturb. All right. So, all right, Rosanna, I did try 3 times and didn't want to come in. All right. Let's talk a little bit about intent tonight. So I've had a few Skype convos with people today, and how do you put this? Still missing. A lot of people are missing the forest for the trees, looking for wood when it's right there in front of you. People get caught in a myopic.
Kate?
Yeah, I got you. It's all right.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah. Hey, Rosanna, when you come into the show, don't just barge in, okay? I know you're there.
Okay, thank you.
Because you just interrupted a download. So just be mindful. Mute out on your end, please. It's a courtesy I do this, so just please have the courtesy back. Thanks. Yeah, there's a lot of shit in the air tonight, and if I sound a bit intense, there's a reason for it. I'm at that point. I've been at it for a while. People, you got to wake up and see this, or you don't. This is about graduating kindergarten. Okay. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fun night with all the rowdies in the neighborhood. Okay. Well, let's just carry on here. Where was I? Trying to regroup here.
When all these other people are around you, just tell yourself you're going to have to live their experience in their life at some point on this carousel.
Yes, that was the key thing that we were discussing today. And where we started off, I thought was most critical, in terms of perceptions that people may have of others. You were saying there was a word a friend of mine used to use for, what is it? It'll hit me, but to describe someone, either male or female, typically male though, that is in touch with their creative, their artistic, their whatever, and the energy they're putting out, of course, is going to get picked up unknowingly by the sleepy ones, and they can come to all manner of conclusions as to, well, is that person gay or bi or trans or whatever the case may be. What's happening there is people that are observing in a sleepy state are definitely picking up on the energies, but they're misinterpreting the energies from a physical standpoint.
Yes.
Big fucking mistake. Did I say that loud enough?
No, I got it.
Okay. All right. Because and I've said that many times in my life. People that have I've been with said, you missed the best part of me. You missed it completely. You were too busy worrying about the things that I could get for you, the things that I could do for you, the things that I could provide. The coattails that you can ride on and all the rest of this, right? That pedestal shit, why I hate it so much, right?
Yeah, themselves. Them.
Yeah. And what happens in the end is when they get their fill of everything they need, I get tossed to the curb. And whatever. Sorry I couldn't do more, but did you happen to notice my heart? Did you happen to notice the purest thing about me? No? Oh, right. You were stuck in the physical. Yeah. Weird that, eh? And that's where people get lost, as far as I'm concerned. They miss the best part of everything around them and everyone around them because they're too busy caught up in the program, the physical or the phi-cycle program. And it's going to harvest you every time. So
I couldn't even call you back and say, hey, I need somebody to count all these stacks of money I've made since you've helped me, and would you like to just be a counter for me? Oh,
yeah, that's
not even that.
Yeah, I know. I got the analogy, and it's perfect, right? Can you count all the? Do me a favor, come over and count all the money I stole from you, or you gave me the means to make, and all the rest of it. Yeah.
We get mad at you if you come up short. If you didn't count all of it or missed a few.
Or better yet, they'll get even more pissed off at you because you said no, no thanks. Well, what do you mean?
Oh.
What do you mean? I can't use you anymore? I mean, it was like I found a whole lot of new friends very quickly. With the very first truck I bought.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, Kay, can you help me move? Excuse me.
You have a truck? Oh, that's just what I need.
Exactly. I got some stuff to go to the dump. And I was also talking today. It's amazing how many times people are calling me for whether it's riding the truck or riding the car. I need to get this, I need to get that, I need to be here, I need to be there. And I'm always there. I'm always the one. No problem. Hell, I even had a free man steal a car from me. And during the 3-month process of getting the car put together, it's a cool story. I had ended up went to an auction with a friend of mine, and he mistakenly bought a standard when he knew it was an automatic I was looking for Sue, which we got. I ended up buying 2 cars that day, and of course I'm stuck with the other one. And lo and behold, that car did not like me because on the way back from the auction, the hood flew up and